All right, let's get this rolling. So I've read through the module about a half dozen times now. I see where they messed up, but we didn't have that problem since y'all tangented right off the bat anyway. The downside to that is you are farther along the module than I gave you credit for. Technically speaking, according to the way the module is set up, you're at what their description of chapter 3 would be, which is polishing touches on a plan.
Now,
So,
for sake of petty comparison to Group A, I'm not speaking.
no, he was fine.
I'm fine. Oh, you remembered our normal plan for dealing with each other. Um, what's the what's the comparison? Because Group A had a lot of progress inside of their like 2 sessions that they've had, and
Yeah,
it was a minor concern that we were going to take a little while to progress in our introductory little module. So
yeah, yeah.
how are we comparing to those crazy monkeys over there in Group A?
At the moment, with them being technically a full session ahead at the moment, you're on par with them already.
Let's go.
So, yeah, I mean, they've had a whole session, and you're on par starting off this session. Not bad overall, so I'll give you credit. I once I got through the module section, read through chapter 2, I was like, wait, they've already kind of done part of this. Okay, well, technically, yeah, they're at this point here. Shit. Okay, so skip to chapter 3. So I'm like, okay, let's get this figured out. So yeah, I got through that module, figured out what's going on, way ahead of schedule, and now I'm like, okay, I know where you guys are at in context of the module based on doing homebrew. So we're still good.
Fantastic.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna fucking do shit until we get to where we need to be level wise. Figure it out.
I
But
gotta say, I love that we completely skipped over chapter 2, essentially.
I mean, yeah, for the most part, because the way the module's set up, they go down. I would say there's options for at least 12 different variations on any heist movie you've ever seen for stealing this boat. And they have avenues and paths built out for almost all of them. And then y'all went, no, we're taking this, mafia enforcer. We're taking territory. It's gangster route. And uh,
I still think we're all on par in course to completely blow up the Thieves Guild.
it's still a portion of your plan, yes. So it has not been removed from the plan as of yet. Um, but we'll see what happens. Blowing up
I
the
may
Thieves
or may
Guild.
not enjoy that portion of the plan way too much.
We'll see how that goes. Outside of that, yeah, you guys are still on track. You're good. Believe we did level ups last time you guys played.
I'm not leveled up. I guess I didn't
No,
get
because
enough.
we didn't do the fight with the kobolds or whatever they are. So
Okay,
we didn't get the level up.
Oh,
And
that's
they're
right.
most likely, yeah, they're the only ones that actually have had any
so
combat. So
that's true. Now, the thing I was not calculating for is exactly how far down the storyline you guys got. Also marks a chapter completion experience bonus because that's all of chapter 2. And at the end of it, you're at level 2. So
what you're telling me is that we've skipped a level.
kind of partially,
We're
and
the most
not
progressive level
really.
ones ever.
Thankfully,
Oh,
the next level up comes at the end of this module, so you'll be at
So
2
we're
now.
gonna get 2 levels up at the end of this module.
Right now, you're at 2. You're gonna go to 3.
so we have to level up.
Yeah, so y'all are technically ahead chapter wise. So you got the completion for the story type stuff bonus that I have to throw in. So you are at 2. So basically, what that means is we've had it on hard mode at a certain point. So
I did forget to do that. Is there a way to do the level upgrade within the character sheet, or do we have to go back into the character builder to add the level?
builder to add the levels. Much easier view.
Okay, just go to 2, I guess. All right.
Yeah. Fighter, it's actually really easy. It's super simple.
Do I actually have to
Bro,
like adjust anything in here, or just like drop down menu level 2 and
it'll pop up if anything new came up. You'll see new abilities and stuff or new things you can
Oh.
select.
Yeah, I did the drop down for level 2 and I got cunning action.
Yep.
yeah.
So. And then Kerrigan,
Hmm.
your level 2 didn't really do much, does it?
I'm trying to pick stuff. I gotta put my Eldritch invocations in.
That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, they're nasty. There's some fun you can do with those.
I had the ability to show up, do any hit like manage HP for like level 2 HP increase, or does that do it automatically?
Depends on if you chose fixed or manual. If you chose manual HP, you'll have to roll your hit die and add it to it.
Yeah, right now it says first level for hit points.
So
So I think that means I need to do it again, or do the manage for the get the second level hit points, huh?
yeah, if your HP did not go up, there's a problem.
If I get looked at sideways, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, he had me set to manual.
Yep, so you gotta roll for fighter, I think it's a D10.
Yeah, 2d10s.
Wait, you've been playing with no hit dice this whole time?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been at
What?
16 HP myself. Rolled 12 before, and
It was, did you have max HP at the start? So fighter got max HP, that's D10 plus your constitution modifier. So you should have been right around like 14, 15.
yeah, I was at 16, and I'm about to roll the 2d10s, I think, for
It's 1d10 for the
one
second
D10.
level. Yeah. It just adds one hit dice each time. Why wizard hurts so much.
Yeah, I got 13 HP at level 2.
I mean, you're sufficiently squishy, hurt.
I got 15.
A stiff breeze, and I'm dead.
Much higher tiers of hit points. I haven't played around this level in a long time. It's rough. But surviving to level 3 is where it matters. But you'll have at least an exciting story of knifing people's hands to desks and planning to steal a very important chip from its rightful owner in the middle of a heavily guarded city.
Listen, I was in a dark place back then. Okay.
Honestly, the hand knifing thing is the best part.
Yeah. It was interesting set of situation. But um outside of that, for recapping purposes while we're all doing the level up thing, um you guys have gone to the library, done some research on nobility to find an appropriate noble to mimic and basically pretend to be in order to get your way into the noble tier of the city, as well as possibly have a place to stay in the noble district closer to your heist objective, being the Crystal Maiden. So that's the situation that y'all left off in, if I'm not mistaken. Other than, 6 moronic fucking kobolds who can't seem to locate, the Minotaur in the city.
It's a
Highest
great
quality
day.
storytelling. Yeah.
Highest of qualities. Um, outside of that, there is somehow a plan to use blowing up of the Thieves Guild as a distraction to stealing the Crystal Maiden here in the city.
Perfectly reasonable.
Very much so. Kerrigan has a potential informant who's looking into previous endeavors. Um, call it, Luna.
What? Oh,
High,
hi.
low.
Hi.
Okay, 56. All right. Now I gotta get the big book out. After we get all housekeeping.
I feel like we've caused you to get this book out very frequently.
Well, this one is the one I'm writing your guys' campaign in, so.
The shoe fits.
Alright. It's the Big Red Book of Doom. This is both campaigns in one book.
Very nice.
And next to it, the lovely Blue Book of Doom, which Luna is familiar with.
Are all your books Doom related?
They kind of are. You guys tend to blow stuff up.
So he's a pessimist about us, is what I'm gathering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they're
to be
doomed worlds. I
fair,
let players touch them.
to be fair, we have been discussing blowing up the Thieves Guild.
So, that aside, I'll make a note of that. You won that call. There will be further stuff with your CI in the future that comes into play.
Sweet.
Outside of that, Melanie, your character, Ember, has been mimicking this elven nobility. Do you remember the name?
Eating more food will not save you.
I mean, are we talking about the orcish one?
You found an elven noble's name in the Orcish book, yes.
I don't remember writing down her name. I know we wrote down 2 names, Sakala and Althira, but I can't remember which one was which.
Okay, so at least you have the name. Gives you something.
So I did take light
Sakala
notes
is
while
the
they were
name,
studying,
right?
as if to suggest I was eavesdropping. So somehow I do have entry is an elvish name, even though orcish.
You were the one that found it. You were the one that was looking in the book.
Huzzah!
Yep.
And I wrote it down as entry as if we were entering a place, so I don't know if that's spelled right by any means.
Okay. Sakala. She is the elven name that you were using. Singular warehouse with goods and storage. Primary brings in the ironwood. Sung ironwood.
And just to confirm, Sakala is the name of the person, and Alkthira is the name of the company.
It's the noble house.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a last name. Most businesses run off that name if they have holdings. Here in this city of Elistine, she's recognized as nobility, but not necessarily high tier nobility or even really sought after nobility. It's one of those that, oh, you're noble because you own a warehouse. Cool.
All it takes?
Yeah,
Dang.
lesser nobility. But yeah, that's the person.
Look, I know I took a lot of notes, okay?
You did. I'm going through them again. You did have the Orcish book, female war chief. Orc name means morning dew blade. That's technically correct, but somehow you disassociated that last paragraph there. Sakala and Thrio, Elithria, is the name. It was an orc though. He was recognized as a war chief, as an elf.
I know that, just that she was in the Orcish book.
Mm-hmm. But she is, by all accounts, a war chief in the city of Jorgen. So that is kind of like a duke in normal.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what the line of succession or any of that stuff actually is.
High up. High nobility. Like, has dinners with the king kind of nobility. So, that's the person you're impersonating, essentially, and what information you did find on her. You have Kerrigan as a guide, and Rasben as your bodyguard. That is the current party's, there's a word for it. Cover stories kind of thing. All the while working for a organization, which apparently everybody's confused on a bit from the notes I was reading. But if I'm not mistaken, let me double check. It is a syndicate. And no, I think it was a hodgepodge of everyone's together. And I think they've figured it out. Somebody caught the name.
Are we still trying to get? Oh,
Yeah, so it's the Crimson Adversary was the name of the ship you guys were on. But the Crimson Syndicate is the actual organization. Adversary is the name of the ship. Crimson's the organization.
right.
So that's based on y'all's notes. That's kind of the information you guys have at the moment. I'll fill in some gaps where obvious things.
I was confused because I swore I took notes and that they weren't in here, and then I realized I did it in a separate document. So
Yeah, I looked at yours. I was like, oh, I have to talk to Luna.
yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff written down.
So
That was Crimson Syndicate and Crimson Ship or whatnot.
yeah, the Crimson Adversary was the name of the ship. It was written on the side. But the actual organization is the Crimson Syndicate. Crimson is the public company name they go by. Yeah, I mean, they have a bunch of smaller teams and stuff like that for like mercenary groups. They have shipping, trade, that kind of stuff, smuggling. Yeah, I mean, think, family type, mafia style setup.
Yeah.
So that's kind of who they are. So that's who you guys are currently working for. That's who you're currently trying out to join the teams of. So, and as far as where we left off with you guys, you already done your shopping. Basically, at this point, you were crashing out and then meeting back up.
Yes.
Technically, we already had the
Yeah.
end of the day. We went back to the inn and crashed for the night.
Yeah.
The beds.
But at this point, it's wake up, discuss next steps, and await further contact.
Polishing the plan.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. All right. So, moving right into this. You guys
Also,
wake
really
up.
quick, really quick.
Yeah.
Luna, is your camera from like really high up?
So I have my desk is it moves. And so I have an underside mounted keyboard tray. So I have to keep my desk pretty high, and then I have a platform that my monitor's on, and my monitor's fucking huge. So the webcam sits on top of the monitor. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably much like the giant TV I have up here, but that's just sitting on their desk. No, that asinine is probably standard giant screen for Luna.
Okay, what size screen are we talking about?
So it's it's only a 32, but it's curved and it's on
Okay.
like a 12-inch stand. So
Okay.
it's
No, she
it's
wins this round. Thank you for your contribution. She wins this round. Because I
But
have like
this
a
is why.
50 some odd inch TV up here. So
filtered.
yeah, your background changer is not letting us see anything. Oh, yeah, I used to have something like that.
Yeah.
It's a TV. How big is that TV? It's what?
56 inches or something like that.
That is way
my
more than
living room.
56 inches.
Yeah, I used to do that. And then I switched. I got a 32-inch that's 165 hertz, and I'll never go back.
I've got
Yeah,
the one
that's
work
not my
gave me.
primary though. That's my fourth screen though. My
Yeah, I
primary
got you.
is obviously like right here.
I got a few more that kind of go upwards along the wall next to me.
Cool. Alrighty. Back to the game, dear.
So, which inn did you guys end up staying in?
Dude, that was like a month and a half ago. We've been in this
It
inn.
was the
We've lived here. We went through a hurricane in
The-
here. We don't even know where it is anymore. The
shark-
flag blew away.
sharky thing.
Oh,
Shark
the skinned
thing.
shark.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Skin
the shark
shark,
thing.
room 7, 8, and 12.
Yep.
Wow,
Okay.
that's amazing.
I wrote it down.
They have
Oh,
notes.
I'm
So-
impressive because of my handwriting.
So yes, you have room 7, 8, and 9 at the Skinned Shark. It is a inn and tavern. So this morning finds you after an evening of modest meals and accommodations. You find your way down, and as per the previous engagement with the owner, looks up, kind of gives you a nod. Breakfast is a silver piece.
That's
Comes with coffee.
ridiculous. Silver. This better be the best breakfast in the world.
It comes with coffee.
All right. Fine.
So, any takers?
Can I just have
Yeah.
coffee?
Yeah, that's 5 copper. So, for those of you
I'll
who are
just
taking
have a
breakfast,
coffee as well.
okay, 2 coffees, 10 copper. Aaron, I'm assuming you're either having breakfast or
Yeah. It was 1 silver, so
yeah,
Yeah.
1 silver for you. All right. So, everybody's got their
Do you say 5 copper?
5 copper for the coffee. Yeah. Oh, yeah, setting up the coffee on the bar, setting up the stuff, heading out some silverware type thing. Like interesting evening.
How so?
Anyone who's traveled here, I'm assuming their evenings are much more interesting than mine, sitting here babysitting a bunch of drunks.
You're probably right.
He's just kind of like reluctantly going, yeah. So, rumor has it, y'all are looking into some organizations that may or may not be wanting to be found.
That is incredibly vague.
Incredible.
Isn't it though? I believe that would be you, Miss Kerrigan.
Oh, add a character. Who the fuck is this person we're talking to?
The owner of the bar.
Oh, the owner of the bar? I thought this was the female waitress that was supposed to be another avenue in this campaign.
Nope, that's at a different bar.
Cool. So this is the bartender being vaguely investigative about. Yeah, sir. We're gonna need you to get a little more specific here.
Can I insight check this person?
Yeah.
21.
21.
Mhm.
Nice. That's how you start rolling. On a win. All right. Lights are on. Nobody's home.
Oh, weird. Hold on. I could do something about this.
I fear.
I fear for how dumb, yet like nosy this bartender is.
Everything I can do kills things, so
Yeah, kind of.
That is kind of what I was afraid of. The you killing things part.
Oh.
At a time like this.
hmm
I'm in the middle of my eggs.
This coffee tastes like dirt.
Should be. Yours might be. One of them is. Can't be bothered.
So, just out of curiosity, why do you ask what we're looking for?
Well, you see, I don't think you realize your situation. You've started poking around asking about certain things you shouldn't be asking about. You know this. You escaped once. Don't think you'll escape a second time.
Oh, I don't like you.
Are you sure you have the right people?
She knows. Just like the little Grim. And you see the bartender visibly slump. And he's like, looks at all you like startled for a second.
Any memory at all in the last couple of minutes, bartender?
Make it. Oh, you're asking him?
Yeah, I'm asking.
No, I went to bed last night, woke up, came down, started clean up, and that's it. I'm now staring at y'all with food. Y'all paid, right?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you're supposed to give us
Well,
change.
Yeah, I don't do that. There's no change. I'll make change.
I gave you a gold piece.
Oh,
That's a
you get
23 on my deception.
yeah, there you go. Alright. 7 silver.
Thanks.
He's like dubiously looking at you at this point, and he's like, his passive insight is 9 out of but
I'm gonna make note of that option for later.
he's like, well, enjoy your meals, I guess. And he kind of starts to walk away. Give me an active perception check, Kerrigan.
Oh, me.
Yeah, you're
Your audio
Kerrigan.
has gotten weak a little bit.
Sorry. Let me readjust this. There we go.
For some reason I thought you said Eric, and I was like, who is Eric?
Oh, Kerrigan.
Okay, hold on. Perception.
The Eric confusion makes everything make way more sense.
7.
7. Okay.
My perception's pretty garbage.
Given the context of the situation that was just unfolding, you're kind of eyeing the man a little deeper than normal, especially inciting him and stuff like that. So with a 7, I'll say you do notice there's some kind of mark or something that has gone up the bartender's like side and back of his neck,
Like
where
it moved?
like it visibly moved in him.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
What?
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
Could you
Be.
come here for a second? You're so handsome. I want to see you closer.
He's like finishes filling the coffee mug all the way to the top, sets it down, kind of steps off a little bit, and then walks over. Yes.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's a 19 on calling him handsome, by the way. Deception. Um, could you, I mean, you have such nice hair. Do you mind if I touch it?
Okay. He's full horseshoed. Yeah, back here. Great man back there.
So I grab him by the hair and move his head so I can see the back of his head.
All right. You see the trailing markings of what would look to be some kind of tentacle or shape coiling away from the guy's spinal column and back.
Oh, crap. Yeah, this isn't good. I'm still holding him, by the way. So what do you guys know about, like ancient unknowable terrors?
At this point, he is going to try to pull away from you a little bit.
Oh, I let him go. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, distracted.
Not A lot?
Well, you're probably gonna learn a little bit about him hanging out with me.
Would it be a history check or a perception check to see if I know?
Mm, depends on what you're doing here. If you want to notice the tentacle, it would be a perception check. If you would like to do a history check on the Eldritch Horror idea that he just put out there, or she just put out there, then yes.
History?
Yep.
Well, I'm dumb.
It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah. 21 was the height. But no, it's you've heard references to it and things of that nature, but nothing concrete. Vague ideals of just some horrible thing beyond all known space and time and magic and all that.
I'm sorry, but is this gonna? Why would some why would some celestial level evil be concerned with us stealing a boat?
Oh no, it has nothing to do with the boat.
Okay, then why the fuck are they talking to you through this guy?
Because it has to do with me. So I kind of joined a cult, tried to steal their power after they took my daughter. You know, those kind of gods don't like that.
Hey, okay, this is making a lot of sense now. Oh god.
But I'm pretty sure if we talk about whatever we're doing with the ship,
But-
they're not going to care.
But wait, if they're technically upset with you, couldn't we use them as part of our distraction in destroying the Thieves Guild?
I don't
What?
know if we can. Also, if I see them, I'll probably kill them on sight. They took my kid.
It's justified in that subplot plan of this heist. Are you expecting them to like mistakenly smite where he is?
No, I'm more thinking lure them to a place and have them cause destruction for us.
I knew I should have had coffee with this. I knew I should have had coffee with
Look,
this.
if I could find them, this wouldn't be an issue. They know I'm looking for them, which is why this is happening. That guy that we took the clothes from, he worked for them.
Okay, well that okay. So based on us as you know us, should we be more scared of them or are they more scared of you?
That's probably debatable.
Fantastic. Great. So that's on the plate now. Okay. What do we want to get done today as it relates to why we're even working together right now?
We're stealing a flying boat, yeah?
See.
Well, our first step is definitely infiltrating the nobility.
Right. And it was gonna be you guys actually infiltrating the nobility.
Bitch, you're coming with us.
Wow.
As what?
You're my bodyguard.
Such
I'm
a
your bodyguard.
profane statement coming out of this elven noble.
I can see why you're not with the. Oh my gosh. You're a street rat by choice, aren't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Makes sense. Okay. So how would we like to infiltrate the nobility on this day?
I mean, I already know who I am. We just have to find the right person to talk to.
So do we want to go out to the marketplace and start just checking on people? Seeing if they're missing a little elven sister? I mean, it's an option. I just don't know if it's a good one.
You really haven't been paying attention, but you know what? That makes sense.
It was a long. I had a very long dream last night. There was a storm and everything.
Oh wow.
And then I wake up to a decent but overpriced breakfast, and then the bartender's possessed. So forgive me if I'm a little short on the plans.
You're all nuts. This bartender just turns with his coffee and walks away.
Oh hey bartender, before you go, did
Yeah.
anyone come visit you last night before you went to bed? Like anyone strange, hooded, scary, smelly? I don't know.
Place is called the Skin Shark Tavern.
Anyone that's not your usual clientele, my good man.
I mean, the kind of, look, I don't poke my nose where it ain't has to go. But there's a few people here later than normal.
Oops, I dropped that 7 silver you gave me. Come on, tell me.
I mean, can't tell you much, honestly. He picks up the 7 silver. But there were 4 individuals, darker robes, it looked like, but one of them was a little clumsy, I should say, and kind of bumped one and felt plate underneath. So they were traveling heavy, but traveling covered. So
Did you happen to hear anyone mention where they were going?
never heard him spoke a word.
Well, thanks for the info.
I mean, like all night.
They just sat there staring at the wall?
At each other.
Oh, they must have been
Occasionally.
good-looking people.
Didn't tell you. Didn't get a good look, like I said. Not at faces or even like exposed limbs. They were careful. Even when I bumped the guy, he used the robes to cover his arm. So, is it strange? Yes. Is it unusual? I'd like to say yes.
They pay for any? Did they take anything? They just sat there.
They paid for 4 pints and left with 4 full pints.
Well, thank you.
That's it. And he kind of looks for seconds off to the side and shakes his head and kind of starts drinking his coffee and walking.
Okay. Are we of two minds of what we're trying to?
Did you go to the? Oh, I love you. Sorry.
Nice.
There
That's
is
a
a
win.
puppers.
Oh,
These
yeah, we got
puppers.
3. We got 3 in the house here.
There's 3 puppers, and it looks like partner delivered soda. Favorite soda.
Brother brought me
Okay.
0 root beer.
Well done. Well done, brother.
Maddie or Cameron?
Indy.
Indy.
Mhm.
No, I
Parents
remember.
were.
I got 3 brothers.
I met 2. I
I
think.
don't think you've met Indy. That's their shadow right there. That just went by.
Well, cool. Anywho, focus. We got this. So yeah, basically, you got what you're gonna get there, and that setup. Where would you guys like to proceed from here? Seems to be your next steps. Um, Aaron was mentioning the Melanie pursuing getting into the nobility here in the city and stuff like that, and infiltrating to get close.
Yes. And I would like to clarify with Kerrigan. So are you going to handle whatever it is you're trying to figure out with these hooded people, or
Yeah,
Or-
that's like an ongoing, lifelong murder streak that I'm trying to do.
okay, I just
Not like an immediate. Mm-mm.
okay. I was just verifying what we want to focus on the day.
Oh yeah, no. Priority is stealing the ship.
Okay, Crystal, fantastic. Um, And we need to get Garb, I believe it was, to start playing this.
No, they did that.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that.
The fanciest clothes you can get.
Fair enough. So what next, Ember?
You just mentioned going to the market and trying to bump into someone. I do not think that nobility is really going to be on the market level of this city.
Oh, we can go to the upper
I'm
market.
sure that there's something upstairs.
Yeah, we can go to the upper market where they sell like, porcelain apples or shit like that.
What would you do with a porcelain apple?
Decorate it.
Oh, okay.
Or attempt to eat it.
Or sell it for good money.
Apparently. So, outside of that, there was a name mentioned previously of a noble who is not currently in the city, but is expecting a guest to arrive.
It is Garrick, I believe. House Garrick.
Zakala Ilfira.
That's the elf that Melanie's impersonating.
Oh.
No, there was
There's
Rod Garrick, who is the
the
current head of house for. Oh no, Bane Garrick is the current head of House Garrick.
I knew him in a past life.
Yep.
And from what we've overheard, or from what we found out, Garrick is waiting for someone, but someone is supposed to stay at Garrick's estate and wait for the head of house to complete business purposes. So we could just go straight to House Garrick.
Who's Estralagen or Estralagen?
It's the person that the estate is being run by.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why any reason we can't go attempt this. Do you have any other... Does anyone feel like this is a bad idea?
Well, I mean, Bane is known for some questionable things, but they're pretty good people, the Garricks.
Okay. Now, we're running that we're going to get in or peruse our way in as the guest.
Yes, I'm of the Elkthera house, and I own a warehouse that primarily brings in the sung iron wood, and we're looking to confirm a business deal with House Garrick.
Right. I wrote all that down.
Sung is not part of the actual of its ironbark that they bring in.
Ironbark, okay.
Sung is how they acquire it. It's their term they use for retrieving it from the tree intact.
Okay, so once we're in the Garrick household, is there a run and jump to the ship at that point, or are we just still posturing for optimal location here? Because it is in a very public place, as I remember. Or was it actually locked down somewhere? I cannot recall.
No, once we confirm location at the Garrick estate, we can then further explore the upper level and go to scout out the ship to start piecing together and confirming the security measures that we will need to get around.
Alrighty. This is all.
Yeah, it's been placed in an area basically, from what you guys were told, in what's called Crystal Square, in front of the actual noble house that's putting it on display. Starts with an L, I believe you guys have it. Most of y'all had that in the notes. But outside of that,
Lordane.
yeah, So that's where it's been the whole time. Getting to the Noble District for an extended period of time, being able to access it without having to deal with security or any of the other problems that could come from it, was you guys trying to establish somewhere to stay while there. That's where the nobility came in. You're going to be staying on the Noble District so that you're staying close to it and can watch it and all that kind of stuff. And Garrick happens to have one of the largest houses on the district, so
A Minotaur will not feel out of place there.
You're being very rude.
but that's at least from what I have compiled from my notes, your notes, and all that stuff. So I
This
think
plan still pleases the Met.
Yes, if they saw the meme in the D&D general chat. Alrighty, so we're heading up to Garrick household then. We got everything for that.
Yeah, I think so. Is there anything else anyone can think of that we need to take care of before we head out?
The only other thing I think I need to check on, or at least I could be going and checking on over at the Hunters Guild, was just landing someone to get me an active hunter's license if we want to have a escape campground outside the city.
Didn't you mention though that it was going to be a few days before anyone was back to be able to take you on?
Yeah, test on stagnation situation. Several days for a better hunter to arrive, yeah.
Been like a month and a half.
It was almost like a full month for like the whole process to go through. So it was either deal with like a potentially dying situation with a very poorly trained guy, or go
No,
for
poorly
yeah.
lazy guy.
Okay, he was a mess. Oh yeah, then I guess we're ready enough to go.
All right, let's head out.
okay. So you guys are making your way up to the Garrick estate. You go up through the central spire, but when you get to the top, it's a little different than it is for the middle tier or lower tier that you've been to previously. There's gates, people standing by them, guards, within eyesight of each other, spread out amongst the entire central plaza. There are several offices built right into the central tower, right at this location for what looks to be permitting, licensing, docking fees, all kinds of different stuff for the central ports up here for nobility. On top of that, in one quarter of the district, there is actually what's called the King's Quarter. That is literally the main castle, barracks, accoutrement, and stuff like that for the maintenance and running of a standing guard and army on this pier. And further up in the air, you also now get a clear view of the Dragon's Pride. It is one of the largest airships known to the world at the moment, who are larger but not relevant. This is the flagship, and almost everyone would know this, for the Dragon Riders. They are in town. Their ship is in town. The way the riders work is if you go and you're tested, and if proved to be properly attuned to a certain young dragon hatchling, it will bond with you and grant you certain abilities and things of that nature. It is said that those who focus on the dragon are able to do more with their dragons, while others keep them young and small as pets, aging normally. So, that is there and available. This is something that almost every kid from anywhere would have heard about.
I want one.
So,
A dragon
Yeah.
or a giant boat?
yes.
A dragon!
I have yes.
just yes. But the Dragon's Pride
just
is
a cute,
legendary ship. It is
a cute,
massive.
fluffy, cuddly dragon. That's what I want.
Fluffy dragon.
This thing kind of looks like a massive helicarrier. I'm just saying.
Bitch,
I know what you're talking about with the ship.
Yeah, I'm like shit.
do you really not know the full lore of dragons?
They're nasty.
Do we just want to go to get our dragons? Or attempt to get our dragons? Or do you want to get to the house first?
Cute.
Son of a bitch. That's
Weird.
getting a little
Derailed.
creepy right now. It's getting a little creepy right now.
Awesome.
I don't know what that is actually.
It's a
Nine-tailed
fox.
I
Luna, I think you're muted, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to push the talk because my brother's on Discord next to me.
Gotcha. I'm on push
Hey.
to talk and I keep forgetting.
It seems robotic or like a puppet, and this is where it's
It's a puppet.
okay.
I'm controlling it.
Okay. I feel safer already.
Master one too many times.
He's got a wand in his pocket.
Fair
The-
enough. All right.
Yeah.
It's cool. But regardless, there is a chance there if you want to pursue that route and get tested, you may or may not get a dragon.
Would we all go for a round of testing?
Yes.
I feel like that's a sidetrack from our stealing the boat thing.
I think it is too.
But dragons.
And I
Listen, I'm not revenging any cults right now, so let's stick to what we're doing.
But you
But
could get a dragon to help you revenge across an entire cult.
They can make them all go on fire.
Okay.
I believe we've talked.
I think he's surrendered. I think
You
Kerrigan
talked him
has
into it,
surrendered.
Ember. I just want it to be well known that inside I am actually giddy, but I am playing straight mediator between these two.
All right.
We've already
So-
basically got our plan set. We can go sidetrack for a minute.
Okay.
I
So-
have seen possession today. I deserve a dragon.
All right.
Also, they could be very useful with our plans to destroy the Thieves Guild.
Probably not. I think we get a baby dragon.
I mean, you're talking
Perfect.
like we have to destroy it today.
Okay,
I'm
fair
thinking
enough.
long term.
Yep, that works.
And like I said, Books of Doom. Full circle back around to that. It's Doomed Worlds. The players touched it. So,
Dragon.
all right. So you guys get in line. This is not some quick endeavor. Like rides
I
at
don't care.
Disneyland.
I don't care.
So let's see. We'll randomize this. See how committed the characters are. Okay. That is
Part of me really wants for Luna and I to get a dragon, and she don't.
I would cry.
I
an
know.
hour and 11 minutes in line.
Wow.
And your group comes in next. You guys are pulled onto an elevator that is only going to the top, where the Dragon's Pride is docked. Once you guys get up there, also up here is also the Shrine of Heroes. It's the heroes that fought for, saved the city as best they could, and killed an ancient evil and times gone and all that kind of stuff. And you guys were brought out to the center of the area. So you're the next group, huh?
Yeah,
Who's first?
Yes.
not me.
Ember, would you like to go first?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, my name's not Ember, dumbass.
It's like herding baby ox.
So, with that being said, let's see if you get it.
I got a silver one last time.
You guys did it for storyline stuff. This is extra. So this is just percentage roll to see if it actually they bond. That is a no. Nope.
No.
Hour and 11 minutes in line for no dragon. Who's next?
I'll go.
All right. Okay. I now have to pull something up.
Let's go. That face, Luna. Oh, snap.
List number 4. Okay. So this is funny. This is too funny. Okay. So a brass dragon has chosen you. The muse of the dragons has chosen the beefy minotaur.
It's that bestial connection.
Isn't he also a bard?
Basically. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, the brass dragon hatchling is now a pet. Under your character sheet, you would go in to extras and manage extras, category, pet, brass, dragon, wormling.
Young brass dragon?
No,
Or
brass dragon, wormling.
wormling, okay.
Yeah,
It's a baby.
it's a baby.
It's a baby. Cool. Cool.
Still has more hit points than half your party.
I'm about it.
All right, did you get to add in on your extras?
I have done that.
Okay, update the sheet. Okay, hold on.
Sheet has been
Oh,
updated.
if you want to name it, you can, but you'll be requested to remember that crap.
I'll be pondering it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I could call it Ember's Bane.
Congratulations, step to this side over here. And you got like very much like a photo with Disney type thing. Just motions you to the side, but different from the other group that did not get a dragon. So, last player up. Do you want to know?
Let's go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm used to
All right.
disappointment. Let's do it.
Sheesh. You're such an optimist, Kerrigan.
Oh, you know me.
I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty funny. Okay, wrong page. This one. All right.
You son of a bitch!
I can't wait to tell Frank
So
and
sorry.
Manatee about this. I can't wait.
I'm really sad.
So, I'm pretty sure this is fitting. Actually, you got the 90 percentile, which gets you the dragon, but it also gets you into the category of dragons beyond normal, chromatic, and metallic. So you got a deep dragon.
What the fuck is that?
It got like a neck?
Here. Deep dragons. There's a deep dragon saying that translates roughly to thorough is as thorough does, but more literally, uncover every last stone. Every last stone? Sounds exhausting. That's the quote that Fizban gave about the deep dragons. They are methodical, manipulative, depending on context, Once they hit the age of young, they get Command, Dissonant Whispers, and Fairy Fire as their spells.
I love it.
Fuck
Yeah,
you both.
they are basically Underdark dragons.
And they're purple and black. I love it.
Yeah, that works out. That's cool as hell. All right.
That thematically fits
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna be pouting over you.
across the two of us quite well.
that is insane. All right.
Okay. If this works out, Ember, we'll come back. Hopefully not as wanted criminals and try again. How about that?
I mean,
Yeah.
I will say she does have a mulligan.
Wait, what?
Every
Wait.
session,
It's true.
you get one reroll on any roll. You could mulligan the roll and see if you get it.
Oh.
It's. I'm not gonna lie. It's a tempting
sh-
thing.
Does she have to wait in line again, though?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure within an hour and 11 minutes, I could come up with a
Mulligan,
name for
mulligan,
my
mulligan,
my
mulligan,
dragon.
mulligan.
Gotcha. Okay.
You baited that out for this whole time, didn't you, Chris?
No, not intentionally. I got some good news. Yeah, a dragon.
Oh, there's redemption on the day.
All right. Uh,
It already has a name. I think it goes by Tiamat.
no, she actually ended up with the blue dragon.
This is still fitting overall aesthetics.
Yeah.
Extras. Extras, manage extras, category pet, and then look up, like, I guess, blue.
Yeah, blue dragon.
And is it
Wormling.
Wormling per?
Yeah. Now, mechanically speaking here, there is a class of ranger, subclass in particular, called Draken Ward. For all intents and purposes, for this campaign setting and the homebrew involved within, the only way to get to that class is to become a Dragon Raider and get chosen by one of the dragons. The Drake in the class gets replaced with the dragon. So, wherever it says the Drake advances to a certain point, your dragon advances to that point. So that's the way you can rapidly age them to get them to the point where they're rideable and stuff like that if you so choose. That is one way to go about it. That will involve training with the Dragon Riders. That's how it works, so.
My dragon baby is way more stronger than me.
Probably.
So is my dragon baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like the description of the blue dragons.
Yep. See, Fizzban's quote for it is, if I weren't so platinum, I'd be blue. Not as in sad or down, quite the opposite. I'd be delighted to be a blue dragon, if I weren't a platinum one.
This
So.
bitch can shoot lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel, like, personally attacked now that I'm reading it. It's not the part where it's the weakest of the metallic dragons and also one of the most benign. It's that they loved to talk to the exclusion of most else. They loved to engage with friends and foes for like an hours of long-winded conversation. It was not unusual for a brass dragon to be fluent in several hundred different languages. And I just feel personally
It's
attacked
so
right now.
him.
You have a C3PO dragon.
I do, but it's also a bit me.
Yep.
I'm a chatty bitch. Like, all right. Well, after that psychological damage from that, can we get back to getting into this fucking estate, maybe?
Yes, now that I happily have blue dragons.
Yep. They are bonded to you. Now, you all get the same symbol, essentially. It's a basically a dragon's head marked into your palm from the bond. Now, the good part of all this also means that each one of you get the distinct fun of fucking with your character sheet outside of the normal builder. So, for the case of Ember, since you were the last one to go, I can do this directly. Let me go ahead and refresh the page so it's up to date. Edit. If you go to Features and Traits, click on Feats. Manage Feats. It will open up a list of stuff corresponding to all the different feats in the games that you can add directly to your character sheet.
Aberrant dragon mark?
Well, in this case, you could take a pick of two. You can take the corresponding feat to the color of your dragon. So, for the purposes of Luna's dragon, yours would be under the gem category. So you could take Gift of the Gem Dragon of your choosing. Gift of the Chromatic Dragon is the choice option that Melanie would have as Ember. And Rasben, you get Gift of the Metallic, or you can take Aberrant Dragon Mark. For those of you who don't know, it does some cool stuff. It gives you a little bit of spell casting. Nothing major. It's like first level, I think it's the highest. But outside of that, you do get a cantrip of your choice from the sorcerer spell list, and you can increase your Constitution score, I think, by 1.
That's for the aberrant one, right?
Yes.
Do I have the ability to choose that one or just the chromatic dragon one?
No, everybody gets the choice between those two. You can either take the Aberrant Dragon Mark or the Gift.
You have horrific nightmares after you use your mark.
Uh-huh. There are some downsides to it, which we will get into. Because when you get the mark, you also get a random flaw. So, any
Do you have
takers?
to roll for that? Yeah, I'll do it.
You can take either or. It's your choice. It's one or the other, though. You either take the Gift of the Gem Dragons for you, Gift of the Chromatics for Aaron, or the Gift of Chromatic for Melanie, or you can take the Aberrant Dragon Mark.
I thought I had the metallic.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's chromatic for her. I think you misspoke chromatic for me there when you were repeating it.
I might have. A lot of words. Okay, it's hard. So, get on the list here. Luna, what are you doing? Couldn't hear you.
He said he was going to take the aberrant dragon mark one.
Damn it.
Okay.
Gift of the Gem Dragon Charisma.
Oh, you're taking that?
Yeah.
All right. Gift of the Gem Dragon Charisma.
I'm not seeing an actual difference between the 3 different metallic ones. Like they're
It's
labeled
the
different, but it's
stat.
all- Okay, the stat's not listed, I guess.
Yeah, it's based on the spellcasting ability modifier. So if you choose, like, say, the one that's marked Charisma, it'll use your Charisma modifier for the spellcasting.
My charisma
Intelligence,
modifier
wisdom.
is +5.
Yeah, it's basically to say which of these stats is your best so that you can use your spellcasting to the best of its ability. So it's Charisma, Intelligence, or Wisdom. Chromatics just get chromatic. There's no stat about it.
You gotta roll for that.
So, but either way, there's bonuses. Honestly, for you, the Aberrant Mark would be worth it, regardless of whatever flaw it gives. Having that extra boost to Constitution always nice as a fighter.
Exactly. because
Oh.
everything else was like, it's the protection and the healing is like nice and all, but the
Yeah.
abilities are just funner
Oh yeah.
in terms of like anything else. So
You can get some good stuff as a cantrip. There's some definitely worthwhile pickups on a cantrip.
should I just add, and then we're just gonna roll and write down what the flaw is?
Yep. Basically how it goes. A D8.
Cinco.
Okay.
Animals are uneasy around me. That's exactly what I didn't want.
There is that reroll.
Where would be the best notation for this?
And notes.
Under like what section though?
I
I'm gonna say,
don't know. Other.
yeah. Well, I have all of my like regular notes kind of there. Like everything's in other, so
That's usually where I dump everything. So I can't say which. Usually I pull it all out and put it into a text doc so I can edit it when I play. But alright, so you're going aberrant. Got your flaw. Melanie.
I'm going with chromatic.
You're going with the gift.
I'm going with the gift.
Interesting choice.
I don't necessarily see the benefit of the aberrant dragon mark.
A cantrip and first level spell.
You could get prestidigitate and then make your cape flow in the wind.
Just saying.
I do not need to be Severus Snape.
I do that all the time, every campaign.
Every campaign must happen.
must have cape
I
flowing
mean,
in the wind.
I even did it in 3DMs
Cape
in the
flowing-
tail.
Yeah, you actually brought it
With a
I didn't
trench coat.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Like, I understood what you were implying with that, but I had never heard of the phrasing before.
No. I'd constantly look like I'm in an epic shot, and then the western as my duster keeps flowing, and I got a 6-shooter. It's awesome. But, alright, so that's cool. Everybody's got their set and chosen. Everybody's good. We can move forward from this
Go off your
side
initial
quest.
instinct.
Hey, I could argue it, but I'm gonna let player choose. Good choice. But, with that being said, for those who did take the aberrant dragon mark,
Should I add 8 on that roll?
it allows you to telepathically communicate with the dragon. And the distance is short right now, but as the dragon gets bigger and stronger, where you take that class, it does do more. But that's all dependent on other things. So, but just an FYI. Because I'm not gonna lie, being able to infuse elemental things onto a weaponry is kind of cool too.
Plus the resistance.
Yeah. Gotta refresh Kerrigan sheet. So we can make sure everybody got their stuff on. Yep. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that works really well as a warlock. That feat.
Oh, my knockback?
Yeah. You get the fuck out of my range space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Alright. Cool stuff. You do get to decide, like, it's a dragon's head that's the mark itself visually. But you can add whatever you want to flavor wise or fluff wise around that. Painting, pulsating color, whatever. That's up to you. I don't care.
And should I
So-
just add like the +1 on Constitution as inside of like other modifier or something like that for the Constitution increase, or just go into the builder and just add the 1.
It should be under the feat when you chose it, or it should automatically apply.
As like a miscellaneous bonus or something like that.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Me refresh yours. Check. Yeah, the Constitution modifier increase to health will automatically take effect, but
Yeah, I'm at 18 now instead of 16 like I was at the start. So okay, fair enough.
yeah, you're good. Okay, moving right along. So they tell you essentially that they'll be based here at this city for, I think it's another 2 months, doing testings. At any point in time, if you wish to train up or join up and train with the Dragon Riders, you may do so as chosens. Basically, if you want to multi-class into the Ranger, Draken, Drake Warden class or whatever, you can by going to them. After a month and a half, they're headed to another city to do testings there. That information will all get relevant later. For now, yeah, you're able to do whatever you need. So,
Does the other group have dragons?
no, they separated you guys
I
into
didn't
two
even-
groups.
I didn't
One
even-
with, one without.
I didn't even know, but I still knew. I was like, nah, no.
They haven't gone here yet either. So, I don't think they've gone above the middle tier, even just a look. So,
Will
we'll
they
see what
likely?
happens.
Probably not.
We'll see what happens. You never know. They may missed out on that little side thing entirely. I will
Don't
say,
tell them.
I'm not telling them crap. This is one of those things you're rewarded for exploring the aspects of the city and the lore. I'm gonna give you the win on that one. Like, it was percentage rolls. Every one of you got above 90 to a certain degree or another. Some mulligan for it. Others just got it.
Yeah, just built different over here.
Yeah. But either way, at this point in time, the dragons partner with you and come with you. They will need to be maintained. So food, that type of stuff, all gonna need to be provided. So, just an FYI, you're gonna need some kind of base of operations if you don't want to carry them around with you and risk them dying, because they can die.
Because they still babies.
And when they do, bottomless hole where their connection used to be. So there are mental drawbacks to your dragon dying. So
Makes sense.
yeah, it's bonding thing. They can die and you'll live on. You die, they die. So be careful with your bright and shiny new dragons. I am. So next stop was to the Garrick Estates. To meet up with the caretaker who's currently managing the house. Whose name I fucking can never remember.
To be fair, it's really freaking bizarre.
Well, yeah. Well, it's Esther in
Astrologan?
somewhere. Yeah. I'm gonna go. We're changing that now. I don't care. We're gonna make him Bastion. There we go. Easy one to remember.
Bastion?
Sebastian.
That's where Blizzard put him.
Sebastian is a reoccurring theme in our games. That's like
Oh.
a Final Fantasy character. Like
Yeah.
the same
I
name
thought
you
he
see
said-
in every game.
I thought he said Bastion, as in the
Oh.
robot character from Overwatch, who has been removed from the game
Bastion.
effectively right now. Or it's okay. Now it's Sebastian, the yellowfish that looks like a demon in the new Ariel movie.
He's covered in trash
Yeah.
and pollution.
So we're going with that. It was either that or Shenwan. So, and he's always a healer.
Shin one. Fuck
No.
that guy.
Greatest healer in A. His name came from generic NPC 1, Gen 1. He was a cleric generic healer I sent with them back when it was a 3.5 game. It was funny.
I don't remember much about him, but I remember him not being a cool person.
No, he ended up fighting against you guys later.
That might be why I don't like him.
Yeah. It was during the final assault on the city, but tangented. Anyhow, back to this. So, Sebastian is the current caretaker of the house as well as the main butler for House Garrick here in the city of Elistine. This is information you guys would have found out, I'm assuming, through all your studies and stuff like that. I don't remember if I told y'all that. But he's currently heading the house. So you guys arrive at the estate. It's weird, like, as you guys are making your way down the main thoroughfares to get over to where his estate is, because you do get a glimpse of this blue force field thing around something at a distance. So you are getting closer to what you think might be the ship. But turn left and you go down like 2 more estates, essentially, and there you find, finally, Garrick Estate. It is massive. Like one of those mansions that covers like 3 blocks in New York type thing in the middle of the city. Gates are closed currently, and there are 2 individuals standing outside of it arguing as your party approaches.
Can we listen in as we get closer?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'd like to eavesdrop on the conversation.
Give me a perception check and a stealth check for everybody who's participating.
12 stealth.
Okay.
16.
17 perception. 17 perception, 19 stealth.
Okay.
I got a 16 perception.
So, Rasben,
Yeah.
not so subtle.
Negative. I'm a big minotaur.
Yeah. So, with that being the case, you guys are hearing this conversation. No. If we use all the dragon scales and stuff for that type of shit, we'll be wasting it. Armor plating airships, I'm telling you. And it's this human-ish person, because he's got legs that don't look quite right, arms that don't look quite right, and you're pretty sure she kind of turns to look over at Rasben, who's kind of lingering over him, listening to this. As he turns and looks, he's got robotic eyes.
Does anyone? Oh God. Okay.
And then next to him
horrendous CGI.
is this individual who's young, I'd say like 14, 15, and decked out in hunter armor from head to toe. Like, it's their style of armor is very particular. The way the hunters make magical armor and weaponry and stuff like that is by using the parts of the monsters. So their armor is always unique and one of a kind to a certain degree. But they're sitting there arguing about this stuff, and the guy with the robotic parts is saying armored airships. The little guy is like, no. Listen, I stretch out that leather a bit. We can make 6 or 7 sets of armor. Do you know how cool it would look to have an entire house guard decked out in dragon hide. And they're arguing, eh, even despite them noticing Rasben just like blatantly walking into this conversation kind of thing. They still keep going. They're having a heated debate amongst each other about whether or not parts from a dragon should be used to armor ships or armor people.
Are we? Is this go time? Are we going in disguise?
I love you.
Yeah.
Well, I should probably mention that I'm not a tiefling right now. Then
You guys passed your self checks. You guys are kind of just standing there by the corner, so you could pop up your disguise if you'd like.
Or yeah, for the sake of our roles as being dudes disguised as other dudes.
Ember's not left disguise. She went to the dragons in disguise.
Hey, if I'm going through security, I better be disguised properly.
I look like
It's
a similar type of elf to Ember.
Okay. So it's you guys. I'm assuming you're approaching this whole situation with Rasben now.
very
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys approach stuff like that, and they kind of look over at the group now approaching and kind of nod, and okay. And he kind of stops and looks up at Rasben. How you doing, big man?
I'm good. How are you?
Got no arms, no legs, and no eyes. So great.
You look like you've made do.
Hmm. With a thing or two here or there.
Might I ask what you all are doing out here in front of the estate on this lovely day?
Oh, go ahead, do it again, kid. I dare you. As he looks at the 14-year-old who's like, no, 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 no. Wards are up. We gotta wait till Sebastian comes out and opens it up. Until then, if you touch the gate, you kind of get fried a little bit.
Are you the ones we speak to gain entrance to this estate?
Oh no, he'll be out in a bit. He went in to discuss business for a moment. He's usually out here waiting, but we have an important matter to discuss with him about resources and materials of House Garrick, right? And the kid looks at the guy and said, yes.
Do you
Pardon
have a
my
way to
ignorance.
signal your master?
Well, it should be just a moment, but
And the hunter is more of a kid, you saying, or something like that?
yeah, he's like
14 years
14.
old.
Like, decked out, chiseled, and been wearing pretty impressive gear.
And the robo guy is more of like older or something like that?
Yeah, I would say he's probably late, late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
Is it standard protocol for the Garrick estate to make nobles wait outside the gates?
He kind of like, here's Noble, he turns and looks at us. Looks at her, looks at you. Right. Nobles.
A little more respect when addressing the Lady Sakala Elvira.
You're right, I should. He smiles real big, kind of taps his eyes. But it won't matter either way. He's coming. At this point, exiting out the front of the manor, you do see two individuals, one of which you don't recognize in a very fine black suit, tailored, and all that good stuff. And then one you do recognize as Zalith, one of the people from the ship who is the recruiter. He's talking to Sebastian at the moment.
Above table, son of a bitch!
So,
Was it Zalith or Zalis?
Zalith.
Yeah, that's what I had written down earlier.
Yeah.
So I was just clarifying that.
Which point he kind of turns, he sees you guys standing there, sees the Minotaur, nods, and kind of looks back to Sebastian. And he's like, "Well, shall we?" They move over towards the gate, and the wards come down. You can see almost like a visible little puff right at the edge of all the fence work and gate work out front. Gate swings open. Sebastian and Zala step forward. Whoa! You're not dead yet. Zala says to you.
Okay. Neither are you. Is this a standard greeting for this city?
Do we know you?
You do. At least I think you do. Rasben, how are you?
I see you know the individual that we've picked up as our bodyguard for our stay here.
Hmm.
I have nothing but like narrowed eyes, just suspicious.
I do
Sure.
not like this dude.
Well, hopefully things go well. And he kind of nods and is like, I'll be on my way then. Good. Sebastian speaks. I do so loathe our engagements. And
can
I do
see why.
hope that you never bother Master Garrick at home again. Very pointed statements coming from him in that regard.
Sebastian's saying this to Zalith.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not us. We didn't do anything.
My in-game awareness has me seething.
Yes. I take it you have business with me, and he's looking at your group together at this moment.
Yes, we do. We were told to come and wait for Sir Garrick to deal with some business.
Well, seeing as how he's appointed me to handle all business at this point in time, I will hear you out at the very least. He looks over at the other two. Whatever it is, no. And just turns and starts walking. He's like, but it chips. And and they start walking off. You guys, at this point, are able to enter the Garrick estate.
Gonna follow after him.
Let's go.
All right. And at this point, we will go ahead and take 5, take a break, grab drinks, do whatever you gotta do.
Okay, be
Bathroom
right back.
breaks, all that good stuff.
Wait. Sebastian said whatever it is, no to like the other two.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got through. We got a gimme. A freebie.
Very glad to see that he dislikes Zalith. Very, very glad on that one. Huh. Especially with my perception.
Kicking the shirt back off, you guys are approaching the front door of the manor. Sebastian waves a hand, the door opens. Walks in. Needs to come in through the main entryway and turn to the right, where there's a long dining table. Motions very butlery into the room. I don't know. I'm not a words guy, okay?
Hey, I like it.
But he motions as, for you all to join him into the dining room, essentially. After each one of you made your way inside, he motions for you guys to go ahead and have a seat, pulls out a chair at the head of the table, and sits down.
Do we
Now,
sit at the table too?
Yeah, he's motioned to the table, so we sit.
My dragon is sitting on my shoulder.
I'm carrying mine like a cat.
Fair. So,
What's your dragon doing, Aaron?
I'm kind of carrying it over my shoulder like a redheaded stepchild. Just a sack of rice.
one of those cats that just goes completely limp on the shoulder.
I did not say that the dragon was limp.
I just at a certain point, it's not gonna fight it. So, but Sebastian looks at each one of you and goes, "Well, this is certainly an interesting endeavor, and your business would be."
I am. I am Sakala Eltheria. And we bring in Sung Ironbark
Yes.
and are looking to form a business deal with the head of House Garrick.
Who is currently unavailable. I am listing him instead, and have been given full authority on all dealings. Now, you've set your pretense as to why you're here. Now, why are you really?
You see, unfortunately, we did not secure a place to stay prior to coming into the city to arrange this deal.
Doppelganger Tiefling Minotaur.
Above table. Damn, he's smart.
Wasn't always a butler.
I'm gonna.
Actually, Kerrigan, you can have an insight or history check on this one.
$17.
Okay. Pull up his document. 7. Okay. So on a 17, the scars that you do see, like one on his wrist, one on his, cheek a little bit, it's covered up pretty well, been healed pretty well, but definitely still a little bit of a scar registering there. They line up with stories and myths you've heard of just an assassin known as Fear. And he was called such because it was easier and better to fight your own fear than it was to fight him.
Awesome.
So
Well,
that's
I have
the Undercity lore.
Is from inner city lore perspective, is he involved with the Crimson Syndicate?
No. He has no allegiance, no ties to any current criminal organization.
okay. Well, two things I need to ask you, Mr. Sebastian, sir.
Yes.
First, if you could tell who we are that easily, then you could tell that we're not here to hurt you or anyone in this house.
Why you're still speaking here. I
Also,
decided to take the engagement.
I'm a really big fan. Can I have your autograph?
I've been asked once or twice. I'm not quite sure how to go about that, but
I aspire to be as amazing as you.
well,
I, in table, jaw drop. I almost dropped my baby.
tell you what, I may have some free time coming soon. If you are available for some training, I could show you a trick or two.
Absolutely.
What's your preferred method of aggression, we'll say?
There's more than just aggression.
Well, there's subtle aggression, which they don't see coming. There's violent aggression, which is loud and uncouth. And then you have my way. Let them
Well, I
seethe
mean,
in their own fear for weeks, and then never let them know they died until they're looking at you. And it's too late.
I think that sounds wonderful.
Many ways we can approach this, but in this particular instance, I was referencing weaponry.
Um, I usually mess with people's minds. You know, if I have to, I'll put a dagger in them.
Daggers are good. Magic is better in some cases. Others can be proven quite problematic. But either way, I'm sure there's a thing or two I could show you about certain things. At least be a bit quieter in some regards, which will make things easy in this regard. We do have space available for someone to impose as nobility. Here at House Garrick at the moment, the suite is available. I don't see a problem when lending it to you and your crew, as it were, but it still remains to be seen as to why you're here, actually. I know that you pose no threat. I will, due to flattery, help you out with a little bit of training if need be when I have the time. But why are you here?
Going to glance over at Kerrigan and try and gauge whether or not we can trust and be open and honest with this individual.
Out of character. What's the name of the group that's recruiting us?
The Crimson
Crimson
Syndicate.
Are you familiar with the Crimson Syndicate? Are you familiar with the? Okay, come on, that was a silly question.
He smiles. He goes, of most of their dealings here in Elistine, but they don't have much. It's more of a waylay station for smugglers.
Well, we're on our way to get recruited by them, and we just need to stay in this part of the city for our task.
He tilts his head up towards the ceiling for a second. The maiden.
You are so perceptive.
Hmm. Interesting choice of targets. Difficult, public. And if the Thieves Guild isn't brought in on it, very elaborate middle finger.
Oh, you have no idea what's in store
I'm
for the Thieves Guild.
I'm going to speak up and say we may be planning a few bombs.
Hmm.
I
One method. Another, in the more don't let them know they're dead till they're dead method.
The poison in the air.
There's some options in that regard, but less that and less indiscriminate. They hired one man to do the security.
And who is that one man?
That is Kuros. Corrou. Or OS. Koros. He's something of a local hire. He's not bad at magic. Not good at it necessarily either, but he's been hired to provide some extra layers of security. I'm sure one of which you can see its ghastly glow from its current location. Even I'm a little impressed by that one. But he was the one who facilitated all security measures in the Crystal Maiden's new housing at the moment. And to be honest with you, I would be glad that the eyesore is gone before my master returns. The one good thing about his estate was. So, your inclinations do not harbor ill intent on my own action. And twisting the knife on that nobility seems appropriate at the moment. So I propose not to interfere with your endeavor, but maybe, let's say, add on. He held 3 deeds for 3 warehouses in the market district that I want. They are handhold, meaning whoever possesses them owns the property. Granted, bygone bureaucracy aside, getting those 3 deeds in my hands would be very advantageous for my employer. And I would believe it fair compensation for one turning the blind eye to the wayward of individuals and offering them room and board.
Yep. Deal accepted. Sorry, I
Well,
didn't
Not
speak
in
it through with
agreement.
my buddies.
Oh, sure. Okay. Oh boy. Oh,
The accommodations are a bit nicer here at the very least.
okay. This. Alrighty.
We just gotta steal some deeds from the guy that we're probably gonna kill. It's not a big deal.
No, that's not the part I'm worried about. It's our little guys we've got here. Is it just sorry, Sebastian? I'll just call you Sebastian. Would that be agreeable, sir?
Leaving them here? Yes, that's quite fine. We have a room for that.
Awesome, wonderful, thank you. Hands too full for deeds and things, while these little guys are in hand. Okay, cool.
Be easier to move about the city without them. My master found same issues with being selected as a dragon rider. So, accommodations have been made. I believe at the moment we can house 8. So,
There are no other dragons on the premises?
there's 1 at the moment.
Fair enough. Okay. So, do we want to get into our normal garb, and is there a path off this lot so we can get going with our deed collection? Or is there other work we'd like to get done here?
Well, obviously you're not friends of Zalus, so I'm assuming they've given you no heading, as it were.
I'm sitting here chuckling and say heading. The only heading we've gotten is that seems that Zalith may be in with the Thieves Guild, it seems.
It would. If we're worried about pretenses, I can assure you this estate has been significantly thwarted. The Garrick family sees to the prying eyes and wayward ear alike within the property. So that being said, we'll come right out and lay cards on table. Dallas a dick, and works for the Thieves Guild. If I'm not mistaken, he's also recruited you to join the Crimson Syndicate. And seems he's either double dipping in both banks or playing spy for one or the other.
I think he needs fall people to like try to steal this thing, and then something goes wrong, and then the Thieves Guild, and he wins. And yeah, I'm gonna stick my dagger in him.
That sounds like a very wise idea. But I will say this. If he's not giving you any direction or any assistance in the city and stuff like that, that's fine. We can make other arrangements. I do have some individuals you met previously outside the gate. Theo, the younger gentleman, he, despite his appearance, is quite adept with crafting and creating of most weaponry and armor. The other one is a gentleman by the name of Charlie Bennett. He has been brought on as retainer as an artificer here for House Garrick. We do have a workshop available that you may use to speak with these two individuals. It is under the same wardings as the entire state, so it's safe to speak there as well. While you are in Garrick territory, as it is up here, you don't have to bother with the ridiculous illusions and fake personas and things of that nature, but when you do leave their territory and head elsewhere in the city, I would ask that you maintain your cover, as it were. Makes my life a little easier. So, that being
Really quick
said,
about tabletop. What did you say the other kid's name was?
hang on, I'll give you this.
Is that the kid that we took for his hunting initiation? Oh, that's so cute.
Yep. Troy. God, I can't remember his last name now. It's going to bug me. I'm pulling it up.
It was Theo and Charlie Bennett that were just outside, was it, right?
Yeah. Theo and Charlie Bennett. Charlie Bennett's the one guy.
Yeah, the robot guy.
Are they brothers?
No, two totally different people. There it is. Theo Grandara. He is
And you
a
said he could craft armor, right? Or he's a hunter?
weapons and armor, and he's a member of the Hunter Guild. Charlie Bennett is a artificer in the ploy of House Garrick, who happens to specialize in airship design. If you have need of services from either of them, I will send word ahead to inform them that they are to be as accommodating as they would be to other friends.
That is much appreciated.
Now, with that being said, I do have to ask that those three deeds, they're with the Lord at his manor. So you will need to misplace them into different hands, let's say.
Easy enough.
So, be careful, because failing on one job could lead to more difficulties on the other. But if you do get all three, I will be sure to help in any way I can with information, as well as the services of House Garrick. And
Just to confirm, one individual holds all three deeds, correct?
yes, it is the Lord that owns the Crystal Maiden.
I
So, y'all
bet you
feel
I bet the Lord that owns the Crystal Maiden also has keys for the boat.
well, in that regard, good Master Bennett will be able to fully describe the inner workings of most airships, including the Crystal Maiden. So, when it comes to the mechanical nature of the ship itself and how to function and drive and maintain it and do whatever you need to do to get it out of that place, he would know how. in a multitude of ways, depending on cost. Definitely someone I would recommend talking to.
Good.
And Theo, well, he makes things that hurt things, protects you from getting hurt by things. I mean, always a good person to know.
Indeed.
And his
And-
unique knowledge.
And
kind of.
and point of clarification, because I thought you'd said that the 3 deeds were in 3 warehouses earlier on, but
No, there are 3 warehouses.
there's 4 deeds in 3 warehouses.
No, there's 3 deeds that are
Each deed is
the
for a
warehouse.
different warehouse. There are
Okay.
3 warehouses all day.
Yep. 3 deeds, 3 warehouses.
Okay, that's making more sense, because why would you keep a deed in a warehouse? So
What if it's a warehouse that stores deeds?
that doesn't
It's
seem
a
like a
deed
very
house.
good mean of securing your.
Right?
Why are you helping them?
Under the mattress, yeah.
Because it's your birthday, it's required to gang up on you.
Fuck you.
Happy
Right.
birthday.
Thank
Birthday.
you. Okay, I'm being dense on this. So it's 3 warehouses all day, and then
Yep. 3 deeds.
3 by 3. Okay, where'd the 4 come from?
We're
Or did I mishear
so
the 4?
you misheard something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're
Deeds
just
for 3
getting
warehouses, 3 parts of the city. They're all
You
on
switched
one.
the article and the number.
Yeah,
something.
there's 3 deeds. They're all
As the individual who
warehouses in
owns
the market,
mayor.
and they're all in House Lordaine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or unless you're talking about the Crystal Tavern, which is
No.
still House Lordaine.
Yeah.
They got a thing for crystals, huh?
Yeah. So, now with that being said, we have information shared, everything's done, our dealings are technically under contract. I believe this was a successful business meeting.
I'm available anytime you want to teach me how to kill stuff.
Well, tell you what, when we get this all said and done, and business is concluded, I guess I could come out of retirement for one final show, as it were, and depending on the context of bombs, Jose, let's say, well, why I got my nickname.
Collection.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Hip hip hooray!
Alrighty. This has been a very interesting day.
Alright. Could be worse. We could have fought.
And I feel that have been very tragic.
Well, don't worry. There will be a enough skull bashing in your future, I think. Because, worst comes to worst is always plan Z, and with that comes kill as many guards as you can to know them on duty.
Yeah. 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 That's fair.
Not the most elegant, but it's effective.
Hey, why I keep these polished,
Yeah.
ready for using my head.
Although I will say, Koros, when you go to speak with him in whatever manner you see fit, I do ask that he leave.
Damn it. Okay.
Just need him to be able to do some extra work here and there. Nothing too fanciful. If a limb must be taken, make it a lower one.
Okay.
Need his hands in it.
And that was maimed but alive? At
Maimed,
the-
fine, but alive, preferably.
Okay. Okay. Your audio cut out, Chris. So that's where
Ah,
I'm getting clarifications here. Sorry.
yeah. It's good. Yeah, it's basically saying maimed is fine, but alive.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He has used it,
All right.
but it's not a deal breaker, let's say it that way.
So, team, would we like to
Well,
do an appointment with?
if you, Sebastian, if you could lead us to the space where we can leave our dragons for the moment, and we will prepare to go get those deeds.
Very well. So he goes, walks over down the main hall, and then beneath the balcony on the second story, where the stairs kind of, what's that called? The semicircle stairs come up to the top. But underneath there's a few doors and stuff like that. He goes to the main singular front, like center door. Pops open the door. You do see a bit of an arcane glow around it, and inside is what can only be described as mechanically a Mordekainen's mansion mounted to the door frame, where the internal space has been set up as a dragon aviary.
Hold on, I'm going to switch my network real quick. 2 seconds.
Good.
Okay.
There it goes. All right. So they may stay here as long as they wish.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Raven, in the door. I'll be back later, baby.
Small little shadow.
Raven's a really cool name. I'll give you
You're
a
right.
back, I promise.
So
Off you go, Cuddles.
the most disgruntled blue dragon ever. So, hey. Anyhow, so once they're all adjourned into the magical space of awesomeness for them, he shuts the door. It's easier than actually putting a room there. Guy shrugs. The rooms are on the second floor. The west side of the building would be the suite for the guests. So you can find a room to your liking.
Thank you again, Sebastian.
Problem. So, mutually douchebaggery, problems dying horribly. So
What?
much. What?
What'd you say? I didn't catch that.
He's basically just like to our mutual enemies being fucked.
Ah, yes, to that.
Here,
Yeah.
here.
So, I will leave you to your endeavors. You may come and go as you please. The wards will not harm you for the time being. If I just declassify you as allies at any point in time, those wards will eject you. Suddenly.
Where's this place we're going to go get deeds from?
His estate, more than likely.
Ah, that's right. Okay.
Big building behind the ship.
So basically, just want to stay over.
So, at the moment, above table type thing, you guys have Kuros to go talk to him. You have Charlie and Theo to go talk to.
And we have
And
deeds to steal.
Sub-objective part of stealing said ship would be stealing the deeds. bonus objective. Well,
Optional side quest.
yeah.
Required side quest because he promised to help us make individuals disappear with the delivery of such deeds. So required quest.
From a certain character standpoint, yes.
This is the great team meeting.
Mm.
I arrive in this game as a hunter minotaur. I will leave this estate as a rogue minotaur. Via the training I have received from this very scary man.
You also have the Hunters Guild check-in you wanted to do.
Well,
I could.
You know what I was gonna ask? Considering that Theo is a hunter, would he not be able to like do the training or the testing or whatever?
Yeah. There's we may need him for either getting me in, or forging me in, or just providing access to a campsite. And I don't have to do a damn thing yet. In any rushed manner.
Theo's good people. Out of character. I'm not metagaming right now. This is Luna telling you, the person, that Theo's good people.
Cool.
Don't give him coffee.
Okay.
Oh, made
So once we get to the room and we settle in, I'll turn to Rabson and Kerrigan and say, so we have a few items on our list. Which would we prefer to do first? We have talking to Theo, Charlie, Chorus, and retrieving the deeds.
Depends how violent you want to get, is who we're going to talk to.
I'm sensing there hasn't been enough bloodshed on the day, so
Well, I mean, if we go speak with Koros, it's probably not going to end well for him.
yeah.
And Theo and Charlie are cool.
And I'm still in character about all this. Like, I sense you two haven't had enough action on your day. So, would you like to start this laundry list with speaking with Koros?
I am perfectly capable of talking and not stabbing, okay?
I think I am too.
That explains our luck on this day. That both of you are primed to not stab anyone, and we all got dragons. So today apparently is going to be a really lucky day. Let's test this luck. Let's go talk to Koros.
All right,
All
we're
right.
off to talk to Koros.
So, with your knowledge of the city, Kerrigan, you know the way to this. He owns Koros Curios. It's his primary business front. He is a mage for hire of some notoriety. Occasionally, with the right prodding or payment, he has done little jobs and things like that for the different gangs and stuff. As far as like maybe hooking up with an enchanted weapon here or there, or maybe even like using a disguise to get people in and out of the city. Yeah, I mean, different things like that. He's helped out with it in the past, as long as adequate prodding or payment has been leveraged. But because of the said workings, he somewhat his client confidentiality is high. That's what you do know about him. So you know the location of his shop and a general basic understanding of his, undercity lore.
Reputation.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I tell everybody this on the way there.
figures. It
I don't
helps,
know.
James.
I sounded like this weird guy on the internet for a minute while I was telling you all the story.
Yep. Um, based on time of day, travel, I'd put you closer to like noon, 1 o'clock. Upon arriving at his shop at that point, he would actually be out for the day.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Can any one of you detect magic?
I don't know what that is. Like above tabletop, is that like a feature or it's a spell?
Yes.
Spell.
Well, it's a feature too. So yes, it is all those things. But as a rogue, no, you do not have anything that would do it. Or other.
Oh, I'm thinking more of my other items. My other thingamajigger is not rogue.
I don't think you have anything that can.
I don't think I do either. If that's what I was looking at.
I don't think. Yeah, no. The only person who even has a shot at it might be you.
I don't have it. I can't.
Yeah, no, 'cause he wouldn't get it for night or under fighter until Eldritch Night, if at all. Same thing with Spell Thief for rogue.
All right, but we're there, right? We got to the curio shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He it basically got a sign that he's out for the day, essentially, or the rest of the day is the way it's worded.
But knock on the door.
Uh, Okay. So after a few moments, Koros does answer the door.
That's
I didn't think that was going to work.
He looks at you all. He
nice.
looks like he hasn't slept. He looks haggard. What?
You look rough, friend.
That's not an answer to that question, but okay. Yes, it's been a long day. Starting of the second.
So I have friends from down below in the city that have told me that you're the person to speak to about acquiring certain magical items.
Yeah, I can probably do something about that. I need to recoup losses anyway. Sure, come on in. He kind of like moves the door open all the way and invites you all into the shop.
In we walk.
He shuts the door behind you guys, and the shop's a bit of a mess. It's been smashed apart. There's remnants of a robot smashed to pieces. Yeah, it looks like someone's been through this place with a fine-tooth comb.
Got in a fight with the missus?
If only. No. No, came back and shop was like this. Not how I left it at all. There's like broken glass everywhere, beakers shattered. Um, it looks nasty. and like the robot that's downed in the middle of the room looks to be a lifter bot, and looks like it's been chewed on by a very large rat.
So, sucks that your robot got all bitten up.
Yeah. Where'd
Is he
you
a per-
hear about work?
So, I've run into this board that I am trying to get through, and it's very well done. And I'm trying to figure out how to get through it. What do you recommend?
Depends on the wording. Sometimes they're keyed into like command words that can be shut off. Other times they're keyed into items that can be worn so that individuals can pass through it without harm. There's a bunch of different ways that can be done. I wouldn't know unless I saw the item itself and kind of gave it a once over.
Can you tell based on what it looks like the color or the, I don't know, the way it shines?
It doesn't quite work like that. There's some magic involved, and once it's cast, I can see the way the arcane is working through the warding.
Uh,
I think he's dead. Okay.
I really above table. I really want to say we think it may be one you had a hand in setting up. I don't think it would be a good idea, but I want to.
I mean,
so it does kind of look similar to the one I've seen out by the ship on display.
Oh, I see.
Ah, yeah, that's a good one. That's not going to get broken anytime soon. That one's unique, magical item type of thing.
Can I roll persuasion to see if I can get him to talk about it?
Yes. Meanwhile, while you're doing this, I know Ember's engaged with you on the RP side of things. Rasben, what are you doing? Shop's disheveled, everything's around you, just busted up. Looks like someone was looking for something.
I think of what I actually could be doing.
I mean, never mind, you can investigate the scene.
Yeah. Because I was, yeah, let's just go ahead and just run that.
All right.
Not much.
Wow, the rolls.
Yeah.
They are rough tonight. Oh, man. Okay.
I rolled a dirty 20, so
I mean, good. Yeah, you're kind of taking a look around the room. It looks a hot mess. Oh, mark that one up. Meanwhile, as the conversation continues with Ember and Kerrigan, with Koros. Yeah, they're always tied to magical items when the barrier's that strong. Basically, if you try to force your way through it with physical means, or even trying to interrupt it with magical means in such a way, it won't actually work most of the time. It's very high level enchantment. They usually require some sort of magical device of some sort to be able to pass through the barrier. Um, yeah, with that setup, you'd have to get a hold of the person who set the barrier and either convince them to make a new item to pass through the barrier, or get them to give you the one they made. But that's about it.
Is that why your shack is in disrepair?
I mean, I would assume so, but let's be honest. I may owe money to a few people as well, so it could be that. I don't know which.
You don't even know what's
Do
missing
you
from here
owe?
yet, do you?
So I have an accurate accounting of every item in this shop. And according to the inventory, while it is all destroyed, there's nothing missing.
How much
So
do
what
you
if-
owe?
Not enough to justify this. Well, not here anyway.
But nothing's missing, right?
No, the cash was still in the chests. Yeah, it's, well, honestly, befuddling. And whoever it was apparently had a large rat.
Makes sense with the teeth marks. So your ward is still safe and effective?
A multitude of them are. I mean, at this point, I'm not gonna lie to you. At this point, it's one of those situations where he's starting to take a second look at all of you. So, give me, give me.
Can I
Oh,
blitz attack?
well, give me deception checks first. See if
Right.
if he picks up on it.
What
I'm-
Is that kind
Dirty
of
20.
flagged him as like, wait a minute.
19, 20, and 14.
I mean, that's got to either being very kind or very cruel. I don't know which, but that's a 13 for him. So no, he does not notice. So at this
I'm gonna keep
point,
along the bit that I'm thinking of. We're here from one of the local estates, and we're trying to make sure that security is still maintained around the area's prized possession. And we were coming here along for other business, but it would seem this is a ransacked shack, and this actually raises concern for the security of perhaps even multiple wards, considering that you have a lot of workings in the area, correct?
I have a few, and trust me, all of the wards are still safe. Again, as I stated to your companion just a moment ago, it would require being forced to make a new item of whatever to break some of those type of wards, or in general, most of the wards I placed around the city are more anti-scrying. So it shouldn't be an issue either way. I mean, to be fair, with this kind of damage, it could just be Ren being a dick. So I don't rightly know. Still investigating.
question out of character? Do you need to be proficient in sleight of hand to use sleight of hand?
No, technically you don't.
That's pickpocket now, right? Like there's no pickpocket, it's sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's sleight of hand.
I will try to sleight of
Oh,
hand and see if I could take something off of him.
What in particular are you aiming for? Like he's got quite a accoutrement.
I'm trying to get really lucky and steal the damn item that he's talking about.
can we run
Okay.
can we run an eye contact play? And
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's how we'll do this. Um, go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you can eyeball something that might be the key to a, ward of some sort. Meanwhile, I will give you, Aaron, the persuasion check to hold attention that grants advantage on the sleight of hand.
I got a 10. Damn.
Your hands. Or at least you don't see it.
24.
I'm a giant minotaur in his shop. I hold attention quite well, it would seem.
Apparently. Jesus. Alright. This you get, but you missed. Alright, so
Didn't he run with advantage on that?
no, he gets to roll the sleight of hand with advantage.
Oh, okay.
His was just a perception check. So the series of events transpires. You give him a once over with his massive persuasion. He notices and starts playing into it. He's got his full attention in this conversation as you're looking him over. Honestly, there's only a couple items you see that are probably of worth. One's the robe he's wearing. He's got a pouch on his hip. You don't know what's in it. And the necklace around his neck. Which item do you go for? I
What
mean,
do I do?
each one has different DCs. Each one has different, net worth.
I'm gonna assume that the necklace is what we're looking for.
Okay. That's your sleight of hand
Because
roll?
he keeps it within view of his face.
Okay. With you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Alright. Sleight of hand roll with advantage.
I'm gonna get my dagger ready just in case I gotta stab some hands.
Gotcha.
I will notice him going for his dagger and will also prepare my dagger in case it's needed.
Okay.
Okay, that was weird.
It rolled normal, not with advantage.
No. Also, it said 4 with my modifier of 3, which is a 7. But when I rolled it, it was an 11 on the die.
Gotta love when that thing
So
breaks.
I don't know how that happened.
It sometimes looks weird on the screen, admittedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stuck in the corner and it was like slightly over to the 4, but mostly on the 11.
Yeah. Well, I am, in light of these two
Well-
preparing to stab a motherfucker, I'm very engaged in the conversation that I'm having
Well,
because I care about the mission.
yeah. So you have advantage. You get to roll twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll again.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Holy
Oh, there's
crap.
the 11 you were talking about.
Yeah. I will say, you have a mulligan if you so wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. Listen, if I mulligan, do I get advantage again or no?
Yeah, you roll the same roll. So it's as it was.
You're gonna full 4 tries on this.
18.
Okay. Gotta get above that DC. So, in this weird situation where you're talking to, well, I'm talking to you about this, and like you're up in his thing, like really getting in with the conversation with him. You just see Kerrigan reach over, pop the little clasp on the back of the necklace as it starts to fall. You see your hand just switch positions underneath and catch it, and pulls it in and away without being noticed. Currently in your possession, you have a magic item, which is in the system because I did my homework. I will tell you the name of it here in a second. Writing that down. Yeah, I have the name of it earlier, but
Did his homework,
Bulwark's
but left it at home.
Bulwark's runic necklace.
And this is Kerrigan that caught it, right?
Yep,
Okay.
it is a blue item. Add to your inventory.
I just read the description.
Yeah.
I put it away
Are we
immediately.
saved?
So You put it away immediately, seemingly uncaught. Conversation continues for a moment, and then he's like, "Yeah, I just look, dude. Wherever you're at or whoever you're representing, their wards should be just fine. All the warding and everything like that is top notch. It shouldn't be an issue. Most of them have the only access."
Okay.
Alright.
Before we go though, side project. I need to detonate something from really far away. Do you have any kind of magical device for that?
Well, yeah, you could just use resonating crystal.
Oh, okay. I'm not used to this kind of work, my friend.
Do you have any available?
Kind of reaches over, grabs his little book out, and opens it up. I do. They were in the warehouse, not in the store. But yes, I should have some resonating crystals available.
Could you have them delivered to the Garrick estate for us? We'll pay for them now.
Okay, that'll be 100 gold pieces.
Group chat real quick. I only have 49.
34. I think we just take them with us now. And
53.
was that 100 gold pieces for just the rocks or for the delivery?
No, that's just for the resonating crystals. Delivery to the Garrick estate would be fine. Sebastian's a good dude.
Okay.
Okay, I will throw down 30 gold pieces. Well, 40. I could do 40.
Rasben, should we split the other 60, 30, 30?
I guess so. I guess so.
Easy come, easy go.
Now, the way these work, resonating crystals essentially take a simple verbal command, whatever you designate them as when you pull them apart. On that verbal command, it will cause the other crystal, not being spoken to create a small detonation.
Perfect.
Effectively, remotely blowing stuff up.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and I hope your shop is repaired swiftly.
Me as well. God knows I don't know how much more loss I can take at the moment. As he kind of like kicks the robot.
Above table. You said they create the resonating crystals create a small explosion.
Mhm.
Is it possible to get the artificer to make it like a bigger explosion? Like, is that something that can be manipulated?
I was just gonna strap it to a bomb.
Okay, that works too.
I mean, unless you want to fuse, that's also
So
a
a
bomb,
bomb.
basically. But, all right, cool.
I mean, yes. It's entirely possible.
I
You'll
leave
have to see.
quickly.
All right. So Kerrigan makes her way out.
I'll give
Oh,
we've
I'll give one last glance around the store and say good luck in your repairs, and leave as well.
All right.
thank you for securing the, what is it? Providing confidence over your wares, over your work. It has put my lord in great distress as of late. He's a paranoid type, so it's not you. It's not your reputation by any means. But yes, sorry about your shop. Have a good day. Exit as well.
As well. As you're the last one out the door, he finally locks it behind you. Kind of draws a shade and hear some, muffled fucking dumb shit robots and fucking as he's cleaning up. So
Where do
you
I
have
go next?
successfully made it out of there with a necklace.
Yeah, that's a good necklace to have.
Okay.
So was that necklace of any use for us, Kerrigan?
Yeah, I think this is what we needed. Like exactly what we needed.
Oh, thank God. Alrighty, then
Then off to our next task.
would we like to continue the conversations on this wonderful afternoon?
Hey,
Or-
If they do, not in the street.
Quick question. Would I know what this necklace is, or would we have to take it to? Okay, we'll
gonna
take
have
it
to tell
to.
you.
The artificer would be able to identify
let's
it.
go to-
Yeah.
yeah, let's go
Okay.
to Charlie.
Yep.
So we don't know what it
Figured
is.
it's
Go
next
to
step.
Charlie and talk to him.
I'll retcon, and I had a really good feeling about this necklace, but I'm not sure.
I was like, yeah, I can let it go. It's the downside to not having index cards. We can pass the information, but yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, you guys head over to Charlie at basically at the Garrick docks. On the western side of the city, the upper portion dock area is literally owned, operated, and maintained by the House Garrick. It is enough to fit a small fleet into port at any given time and still rent out half the docks for another set. Nestled in this cluster of buildings and cranes and workshops and stuff, you do find a place that, from the looks of it, seems to be a sign hung above it made from the bones of some big creature that just spells out Theos along the side of the building.
Are they Drake bones?
Yep.
Oh, I love this kid.
So, and you still hear the heated discussion going on inside. No, I'm telling you, cannons, cannons. Just saying, cannons. As you guys are approaching, doors wide open. And it's one of those like warehouse like slide doors, so it's open. Inside you do see as you approach and come around. It is a workshop of workshops. It has got a bunch of the best equipment, materials, stockpiles laid out in neat uniform stacks. There's a few very oddly shaped automatons running around. You know what I mean? Made from like monster bits and parts, carved and cut and assembled together to resemble what looks like the standard sort of like automatons. But this is like, I don't know, man, Frankenstein's monster version, helping them around the shop. And they're like moving tools back to where they belong and stuff like that. And they're sitting there having, a cup of tea and arguing about the advantages of using dragon skin hide and stuff still. Now more prevalent in the conversation as there is a pile of it laid out across the bench behind him, uh, as to why the discussion was happening. They see you guys approaching. Hey, if it ain't the two, line cutters in their muscle.
Hi.
Hello again to you too.
He wouldn't listen to us anyway. We just do it every morning to piss with him.
So, Charlie, I hear you're an artificer.
He absentmindedly scratches half of an eyebrow above his mechanical eye. Yeah, you could say that.
Look, I never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, some of my better work, but yeah, I've worked with a few different things, mostly ships.
Did you identify something for me?
Sure, easy enough.
I toss him the necklace.
Catches it, goes in once over, just looking at it. It hasn't moved, cast or nothing like that. He just looks at it. Yeah, it's a bulwark. Runic. Definitely. Seems to be some kind of pass energy or transference energy displacement. Looks like if you had it on, it would let you pass through a barrier of some sort or some kind of warding.
I knew it.
Take it, you know where it goes then.
Yeah.
All right, not a problem. Good handiwork though. Stone carving's a little shit, but can't say everybody takes such pride in their work.
Would it only allow for one person to pass through with that necklace?
Yeah, wearer would have to be attuned to it in order to pass through the barrier unharmed. I mean, much as a barrier works anyway, depending on the context of the situation. But given the context that Sebastian told me earlier, I'm assuming you're trying to steal the Crystal Maiden, want to get past its bulwark, and this is the only way to get on the ship where you would need to take the Arcanium Crystal out of its
Why
actual
is
hold.
everyone here so freaking smart?
This is
As he literally is talking at that speed the whole time.
I
And just accelerating as he's going forward. He stops for a second and goes, but that's just based on what I saw.
What kind
why
of
do we
door
even wear
guard
these
are you?
outfits? Why are we even wearing these outfits, everyone?
Oh, to be fair, most people aren't as well versed and trained as I am in the arcane arts, and secondly, most people didn't spend 30,000 gold pieces on one eye. Because you try to adjust ones. Sorry, your illusions were quite well done, but nevertheless useless against my eyes. It
Of
kind
tabletop.
of goes.
How is he able to tell? Because I'm a changeling.
There is a device that can tell, and it's a red gem that he has mounted in this orbital socket. It's true
Okay.
seeing. It's a
The
true seeing
amount
gem.
of gold that's invested in that eye.
It's just
He can
that gem.
You can see the interest rate on a mortgage in a house you buy in another life.
I mean,
Okay.
they're true seeing goggles. They see the true shape of all things, whether you want to or not. So basically, even Kerrigan in this instance was a tiefling. Basically she would have a translucent appearance of that elf that she was imitating over her. With you, she only sees doppelganger, which is your true form. So that's just how true seeing works. The downside to it is, in this context, he can't turn it off. So he actually knows every magical item on you, what its magical enchantments are, and everything to that effect at this point. Whether he wanted to or not.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the other downside is there are no eyelids. So, that's the situation with Charlie. But yeah, that's how he was able to do it mechanically.
All right, before we get any. Did you know all this, Theo?
Theo
Because right
looks up
now
from
our
his
batting
cup.
average is dog. Is Theo right there?
Yeah, he's sitting
Right?
there.
Yeah. Like, did
No,
you know any of this until he started speaking up? By the way.
not a fucking clue till Sebastian told me. He just sips on the tea. Yes. Honestly, I thought you were hunters.
You get one out of 3 on that one, kid. Okay.
I mean, I'm not like those two though. I just make stuff.
It's nice to know there's a regular person in our midst these days. Today is such a trip.
Yeah, there's some interesting fellows. I'll say that. Charlie turns around. Shut up, boy. You're not wrong, but shut up. So, with all this being said, and I'm assuming that's what you want it for, you need to find its Arcanum Crystal. You had to have used one to power it. Otherwise, that barrier would have come down by now.
Wait, explain more of that.
Does it have to be
Arcanum.
that specific crystal or any Arcanum crystal?
It'd be one that's on the ship.
Oh, I see.
It'd be what's powering the barrier. Once you have a hold on that, essentially it loses its ability to do much for the barrier at that point. So you got an Arcanum Crystal. What they're worth anymore. Most people kind of disdain on them. Their unique construction requires more sacrifice than most people are willing to give up.
I like to sacrifice things. What you talking about?
Well, then you'll have no problem taking it with you. Worthwhile. Doesn't run out of energy or require fuel when placed into an airship. I would give you an airship for one.
Go on.
So, I mean,
Says Mr. I hate flying.
I didn't say I had to get on this one, but I like this guy's proactivity.
if you're gonna take it with you anyway, it's probably a larger one. It means I can actually use it to construct an airship using one that does not require fuel. Maybe not be the fastest, but not having a fuel cost is always preferential. So for that, I'd definitely trade in one of my, models of airship I've built. I've got a few. Would you like to see some?
Muted.
Yeah, sorry. If you want to look at them, that's fine. I'm uninterested.
Sure. They're great. He opens up his coat and his robe, and you just see bottles hanging inside of him.
Wait, bottled ships?
Yeah,
This
about 6 or 7 of them.
So if you drop those, do they grow very quickly?
Yes, they do. You know a better way to transport airships around?
Nope.
Aside from riding one?
only putting an airship on an airship. That's all I would
So,
think of.
question for you. How do you manage to get those airstrips shrunk like that?
Through some significant costs. And sadly,
So
significant
not an
time.
option for stealing a ship.
Not unless you want to sit with it for like 15 to 20 minutes.
While it's
That
drinking?
is-
Muted again.
If only one person can get in with the necklace, no one else can get into the barrier.
Well, I don't recommend being on it when you do it.
How tight is the barrier around the ship?
I don't know. Haven't bothered to look. Crystal Maiden's a bit of a relic. Minor faster.
Sure.
But you were saying if we got the right rock inside of that barrier, would destabilize it or something like that? I was
Yeah.
trying to catch what you.
It would destabilize the barrier and bring the barrier down, allow whoever you wanted to get in. As long as they were close enough by, they could react fast enough, they could get in and get on before the guards would be able to respond. Certainly.
Fair enough. And we were told by Sebastian that you are familiar enough with airships that you could actually help us be adequately prepared to pilot said airship.
Simple enough, just requires the activation rod.
Weren't we going to have Maris come pilot it?
That is plan A. And I like that plan A. But just in case, one of you should be pretty decent on driving this thing. Because we're just going to be able to port Maris in, right?
Well, we would have to send out the signal, and she would be there within 30 minutes, I think is what she said.
Right. And should 30 minutes be too long?
I have notes on here somewhere. Give me a second.
Also, would that rock actually disrupt our portation tool?
The wards would.
The wards would mess it up, but if that singular ward is deactivated by the Arceus rock? Fuck.
It's an arcanum.
Arcanum stone.
So basically, what Charlie was saying is if you guys take possession of the rock by physically grabbing it, that will bring the ward down because now it has a new owner, so it's not powering the original spell anymore.
Okay, so you grab the Arcanum stone that is making
And
the
that'll
ward
drop the
drop.
ward.
So if we go with that route, it would be we send out the signal, wait until she's almost there to drop the ward, because that will clearly bring notice to the ward being dropped. Considering it's the bright, shiny shit. unless there's some other massive distraction.
Like a thieves guild blowing up.
Well, it depends on the context of the mission.
What context are you missing?
Well, based on the information you guys have right now, Thieves Guild detonates to distract from stealing of the ship. Stealing of the ship is mission critical for the Crimson Syndicate. This is your join up thing for them.
Right.
On the other hand, you do have another option of stuff here too, where the Thieves Guild blowing up is the distraction for the ship. The ship is the distraction for the deeds. And you net all three in one go.
That sounds like some fun.
Okay. And that's the potential you have here, because as pointed out by Luna here, we have the item needed for someone to get on the ship by themselves.
Yes.
And potentially only one of two ways on that ship, period. So,
Which
getting
means we could give it to whatever her name was that's supposed to pilot it, and while that distraction is occurring, we can go inside House Lordain, which is apparently right outside, right behind where
Next
this
door,
is
basically, yeah.
docked, and take the deeds, or have the deeds misplace themselves while the commotion is occurring, because everyone would be trying to take care of the ship.
Yeah, that fits. How we tossed out the entire premise of bottling up the ship then? Do we want to
mean-
bottle up the ship, or do we want to Arcanum this reacquire the ward?
And well, that's the thing. At the end of the day,
That's a
the
team question
Arcanum
at this point.
Crystal, yeah, the Arcanum Crystal with that's powering the warder, or the case may be, could also be, you know, dropped somehow or taken somehow. It depends on which goals you want to go for here, because you have a couple options. If you get the Arcanum Crystal, you'll gain access to your own airship, as long as you give it to Charlie. On the other hand, you get the 3 deeds for Sebastian, and House Garrick owes you one.
But what could happen is we could have the Thieves Guild blowing up as the initial distraction,
Right.
call in
What's her face?
Maris, and then just prior to Maris arriving, one of us can have the bulwark, the necklace, go on and take the crystal in time for Maris to get there, pilot the ship out, while the other person or persons are misplacing the deeds. We do have 3 people on this team.
I mean, that would put one of you solo on deck with Maris.
One of us that can change shape needs to go for the ship, because we can disguise ourselves as the wizard that we stole the necklace from.
Yeah, that's a good point. My
Just in
my
case
thought
they're
is that I was assuming that Rasben is going to be the one working on blowing up the Thieves Guild, anyways, considering the hate of ships.
I can be going for either the deeds or initiating the explosion on the ship, because we do have the remote detonation. We just actually have to set up the bombs themselves around
In the
or
Thieves Guild.
in the Thieves Guild. That's actually, I think, the only like logistical nightmare, and also clearly identifying where the deeds are or what they may be secured behind in the mansion, in the estate. So those are like the curious questions at the present time. Or there's one of you. Well, which one of you two are gonna get on the ship? I guess would be one question to at least get the attunement out of the way. Or do we want more information before we even make that decision?
The problem I have is that I want to do all of them and can't decide which one would be the most fun.
I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of this, like, part of me is trying to figure out ways, like, mentally as a player, like, how would I go about accomplishing all of it? But another part of it is like, man, that getting all of it would be good. But what is the one thing I'm willing to let slide?
Okay, we don't technically have to go to the Thieves Guild to do that part.
Mm-mm.
We just got to trick someone to take the bomb into the Thieves Guild for us because it's remote detonated.
Do you know of a dumb enough member of the Thieves Guild to take that bomb as a present
Well,
to someone that
wait.
resides in the Thieves Guild?
But are there any kobold in the Thieves Guild?
Mira. That just... Are you just thinking just tell the kobolds to take this back to their Thieves Guild masters and...
No. It's hey kobold. I think I saw the people you're looking for. They went in there.
Or, hey, Kobold, the Thieves Guild hired me to have this delivered, but I don't have time. I'll pay you a gold piece to take it for me.
That... I think I could pull that off.
And then you give them a box full of something that looks valuable, and hidden inside of it is the boom boom.
Yes. Also... Yeah, I think I think I'll land the persuasion on that. And I get to do my mulligan as well, so I could secure that part for just getting the Thieves Guild handled.
We're also probably not going to be exploding Thieves Guild tonight.
I just have to find the kobolds. That's actually like between the easiest and the hardest thing to do in this whole thing is just find these dumb motherfuckers.
To be honest, I'm
Yeah.
kind of surprised we haven't run into them once this session.
Do we have our
I
boom
rolled
boom
for it.
device,
They're
by the
like-
way? Do we have our actual bomb in hand yet? Or do
Oh,
we
no,
No,
not
not
yet.
yet. It's going to be delivered
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, it'll be delivered to the estate.
You said you
Right.
rolled for it?
I rolled for it. They're not around at the moment, but
At the
it
moment.
could be.
I just need to go to the market. I just need to go to the for the market. At
Yeah,
that
there's
point,
still way Cobalt's got up here.
Yeah, no, I just need to go in or around near. Chris will use his own mulligan to try to get these fuckers to show up. Like,
Probably.
so the only thing I actually then am sort of concerned about is just verifying an easy access point for whichever one of you two are going to acquire the deeds out of the estate.
So I think both of us are suited for either the deeds or the ship because we can both change
Yeah.
shape. So if whoever's going for the deeds can just make themselves look like a guard for the estate or something, so it's
Yeah, I
not
was kind of
suspicious.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I'm much more concerned of like them being in a lockbox or something like that. I do not
I mean-
recall if you guys have like thieves' tools or anything like that.
Also assuming, one of you just couldn't be hired as a guard. Like, there's multiple approaches to those feeds. You know what I mean? Hiring a Minotaur on to guard duty for the night shift, not exactly a hard sell.
That's true.
This is true.
Yeah, I
We're still
mean,
with-
there is other
within what,
options or
like-
approaches.
We're still within like 28, 29 days of this contract, basically.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, you've got
Yeah, we got time.
weeks of time. You don't have to rush.
I might be
Oh.
able to get in with the Thieves Guild because of the type of tiefling I am. Legacy of Malbolg. I'm like a tiefling thief,
Right. Yeah.
just
Fair
because of my
enough.
bloodline.
Yep.
Hi.
Hey, Cat.
Hi.
Cool. Alright. What's going on?
We're still kind of mid game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can leave.
Fight about it at least.
Yep.
So, moving right along with it. You guys have a few different options, a few different ways you could go about doing these things and stuff like that. I think for tonight, though, I'll call it there. Let you guys think it over and give you some time to really figure out which type of approaches you guys want to go for. Moving on to the next stages, because 3 goals currently on the table are blow up the Thieves Guild in some way, shape, or form, steal the ship, steal the deeds, and get the Arcanum Crystal out of it.
I think we can nail all of this at the same time.
I mean, it's potential, but there is a lot of potential points of failure, so it's definitely doable.
Well, and especially if Aaron infiltrates House Lorraine as a night guard, he can kind of scope out to see where the deeds would potentially be held.
It's a
And
good way to
then
get in if you know.
right,
Yeah,
and then
we can run time on that, and maybe there's even
Right.
more to actually acquire. More
And-
to acquire.
while that's happening, we can also figure out our plan for taking the ship and determining patterns of guards and when the most opportune time would be and that
Oh.
kind of stuff.
He would also know because he's one of them.
That's true.
What was the name of the stone again?
Arcanum.
Arcanum Stone. They are lore-wise ancient relics that basically 2 ways to do it. You have the right spell that will rip the soul from a dragon and shove it into a crystal that's specially prepared, and
No.
basically it'll fuel magic kind of indefinitely, almost like a permanency type of effect, so long as it's the seeded power source.
I am curious
Um,
what came first, Aragon's Dragon Hearts or this Arcanum Stone idea.
Well, it's similar to their Dragon Hearts kind of thing to a certain degree, but it's a little different. There are ones that are volunteers that become those, and then there are
Yeah.
others that are literally ripped into being that way.
But yeah, so we have blow up these guild, not gold, steel boat, 3 deeds, stone is kind of a bonus one. Cool.
You know, if we nail all of these, then this club we're trying to get into, they better like boost us up a couple ranks.
Basically.
Also, I can already imagine us like as we're discussing what we're doing, it's playing out and there's like some cool baseline going because it's totally Ocean's 11.
This is exactly Ocean's 11. This is enough level of things happening to actually be Ocean's 11.
We just need to find a really tiny, skinny acrobat guy to help us crawl through a vent or something.
He's on the other team.
Uh,
Right.
Well, the
So
Thieves Guild.
what we really need is just like that Matt Damon character. It's like, what about this? Like, we don't worry about that. We're not worried about that part. Like, what if the cops show up? We're not worried about that part. And then it turns out I was the cop the whole time. Because it's damn near what we're doing here. Alrighty. So you said we're pretty much good on the call here. We've got our possibilities.
I gotta say, this is like the most fun I've ever had with an RP group.
Like, really? Like,
Yeah, no, because like every other game I've been in has been just like fight nonstop.
Yeah.
And this is
Oh.
awesome.
Thank you. That's actually really awesome. I'm debating how much my newness is putting too much dead air into the experience.
I know.
But okay, beautiful.
I talk a lot too, so it works out.
Oh no, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I can fill dead air with nonsense, but you're like, hey, here's progress. Oh, he knows where the progress is or the opportunity is. Yay, thank you for veteranship.
I've had other DMs get me to come into games that are too stale just to move them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I'm actually notating these for myself. We have me running as guard. We have Cobalts as delivery.
There's a few options.
We
I've got
have
the basic objectives written out. I'm getting the prep done so I can get the what you liked, what you didn't like type things.
yeah. And
But
what were you suggesting that Kerrigan just actually play infiltration on the Thieves Guild itself?
Well, in that regard, if you take the manor and do the guard detail and stuff like that to get in and find them and all that good stuff and do the information gathering there, Kerrigan's got the better contacts to locate the Thieves Guild and possible ways of
Yeah.
approach there.
Yeah.
I
Well,
probably already know some of them too.
Yeah, well,
Possibly.
if Kerrigan reserves the option to just have a one-time visit to the Thieves Guild and just plant the bomb in a place that'll never be somehow combed over by a Thieves Guild set, then we just get to click our button when it's time to go. You
Yeah,
know,
kind of.
if it's just sitting in the back of rum storage, as it were,
Entirely possible.
then
I'm pretty sure rum would be pretty well used, but I understand your point.
But yeah, it's more like whatever can be set up to where it's like, okay, and go.
Yeah.
Then it's like we can just be 2 weeks waiting on just for whatever other trigger needs to actually happen. We need just figuring out which trigger needs to be is the most
And
important
that,
trigger that is without much compromise or much flexibility.
well, the hard part then becomes basically getting onto the boat, getting Maris to the boat. So that's going to be the tricky, out in the open, Grand Theft Auto type fucking heist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Whereas yours is more subtlety during distraction, and Kerrigan's in this regard is the pre-stage planning, setting it, type setup. So it's the different types of heists in each one, and each one has its own difficulties. Because if you get caught sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, now you got to fight your way in through them and get the deeds and get out. Kerrigan gets caught
Right.
planting bombs in the Thieves Guild. Well, that's just Kerrigan's just gone at that point.
Time for a new
Thieves make him
character.
disappear, and then all the while, blatant Grand Theft Autoing a boat and hauling ass with it. Not exactly the easiest thing in the world sometimes, especially with the Dragon Rider fleet here.
We got this.
So
Wait,
each
how long
presents
did you
its
say
own.
they were gonna? How long did you say the Dragon Riders were gonna be in town?
Month and a half.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, they're here throughout the whole
Yeah.
projection.
We just have to fly in the opposite direction.
Genius.
mean,
Absolutely.
To be fair, Maris just has to get on it and take it once it's done. So basically, someone's gonna get on the ship, identify anything that may not be where it should be, and then adjust. Once Maris can get on the ship, from there it's her problem to deal with. She's got to activate the rod and jack the ship right then and there.
Right.
You just have to get the crystal, get out without being spotted and that kind of stuff, which you don't have to stick around for the ride after.
Yeah, Maris. Yeah, that means Ember has charge of getting the crystal and yoinking.
Yeah, it could be a lot of skill challenges and skill checks and stuff mechanically. It could also be a lot of skill challenges and combat effects mid-flight, situation-wise. So there's a lot of options and ways this can go and things like that. So I think it's a really good place as far as like a module goes. That's actually really cool overall. I like the way this has turned out.
Right.
Speaking of, we'll go ahead and do that. Likes, didn't likes. Great RP overall. Loved it. I really do. It's always a great time listening to like good RP back and forth between players and stuff. I will also want to make note on the when to skip RP. Like retelling information is like Luna did it best in that regard. I re-say exactly what he just said.
Yeah.
Great way to gloss a RP dump over without having to worry about it.
Yeah, I remember attempting to pull that in other campaigns.
Yeah, it works well in this regard.
I'm just gonna CC this email of information to my team.
Pretty much.
I'm just lazy. I hate repeating that crap.
Yeah.
Nope.
Same. But as far as didn't likes go and stuff like that, to be honest with you, there isn't any that I wouldn't deem as acceptable problems. Just because it's kicking back up after, a hurricane and, several weeks of not playing and all that good stuff. And
Yeah.
it's stuff that's bound to happen either way. So
Yep. Getting the momentum back in.
pretty much. So we're good in that regard from my point of view. All right. We'll kick off Aaron.
likes. I do like that we found ourselves with a multitude of options by the end of this. Um, and let me think. It's something like this is showing itself to have a level of complexity or depth that either we as DM and players is like adding a layer of complexity and depth to this module that either the module was well prepared for or was not well prepared for, and we're just like really running it. So I just really like feeling out like a full module kind of for the first time, and it feels good even though it's got multiple railroads you could sort of end up on, so to speak. You know, it is a module.
Yeah.
Um, only thing I don't like or didn't like, which probably had to do with sort of momentum and also kind of not knowing options or progress as a newer player, is just kind of those dead air moments or the moments where like the dialogue feels like it's just kind of going on without like purpose.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that
The
has always been
lulls.
like the just the low moments where we're just all like three of us are sitting here like, is Sebastian done saying important things, or should we be like, can we be progressing towards the next thing? Is there a dramatic pause in play, or is everyone
Yeah.
just confused in this dead air, um, and such? So yeah, that'd be about it for me.
Yeah. That and the tech issues. Ugh.
So a lot of times when there's a pause like that, it's because I'm trying not to hog every conversation. So I'll just wait and see if someone else wants to take it. And then if no one says
Yeah.
anything, then I'll start talking.
Yeah. I do have noticed though too, that, like veteran D&D players who have played a long time, they will give those pregnant pauses or whatever, give a chance for players to jump in on certain situations or engage in the RP stuff so that they're not left out of a scenario or something.
Yeah, and that's where the other side of the coin for my what I didn't like is also the part where it's like the lull is happening between my ignorance or lack of awareness of opportunity and my personal instinct as a very extroverted person to also not hog the mic. So it'll be its own fun balance that I trust we'll figure it out as this group of people,
Oh
and then
yeah.
we'll bring in the other rabble rousers, and then it's just
Utter chaos.
it'll be
Chaos.
stupid. Yes.
Yep. All right. Melanie, you're up.
I really, really enjoyed just about everything. Like, I enjoyed how much we were able to progress the storyline. I enjoyed the chaos. I really loved the sleight of hand and the stealing shit and the dragons and the getting ready to blow shit up.
I do
It's
like that
called
we talked Luna's character from we don't need a dragon. This has nothing to do with plotline. Do you want a dragon to help kill your foes? Okay, I'm coming.
Well
such
done.
such a hard sell. But fire breathing death to your enemies.
I was trying to keep the story on track. Okay.
That's
I
fair.
saw that. I saw that, but
They were too good of an opportunity to miss.
Oh no, I totally agree. I love my dragon.
You got like the best fucking dragon too.
I mean, I will say I love moments like that though when it comes to like the RNG type stuff that just happens to play into the RP heavily. You know what I mean? Or whether it be like the above table type thing where the brass, kind of self-identified there as a brass up
The
there.
brash dragon was a personal
fuck
affront to
yourself.
Aaron.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and
was that
then
just predetermined by like
randomized roll. It was
the randomized
randomized
roll?
rolls. Yep.
God,
At 70%, you were chosen, and you got to roll a d8 and get whichever one it rolled up. On 80% or higher, you got a d12, and it expanded your selection pool to a bigger list. At 90% and up, you were rolling with basically a d4 add-on that pushed you out of the lower tier dragons into the upper tier ones.
right. Either way, on a celestial level, I've been personally attacked. So anyway,
Yeah, the universe has attacked you.
clearly, it's like, you know
But
what Snapchat needs? He needs the extrovert dragon so he can listen to what an annoyance he is to the introverts of the world.
Funnily enough, though, 100% is the rare chance to actually get an actual young adult dragon to choose you. So it'll be writable immediately. So that's only at 100%, at which point in time the player gets to pick whatever one they want. So that's the scale for those rolls, by the way.
Dope.
So
But yeah, other than that, there wasn't anything that I disliked, I don't think. Like, it was the first time we'd met in almost a month, I think.
Yeah.
And it was definitely fun and enjoyable.
agreed. All right, Luna, you're up.
Yeah, so I already mentioned that I had a really good time with the RP. It was super fun. I do appreciate how our DM allows us to just fuck around. Fuck around and find out. So yeah, it's great. No railroading, which is like my biggest flaw when I storytell. But yeah, good job, Chris. It's fun.
Appreciate it.
Negative things. Your mic kept cutting out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Heck
I don't
issues.
know.
Honestly, I'm surprised the connection was stable enough for my webcam to work.
That's why I switched networks because I was getting low signal on one of them. So I switched. I got a couple routers running, so I switched to a different one. It seemed to help.
Yeah, I've been spotty signal up until Thursday night, and it stayed on since Thursday night finally. But the signal had been cutting in and out for days up until like Thursday evening. And then today was the first day I was actually able to work on it. So the speeds finally came back up and stuff. So hopefully these issues will polish out over time. I am hardlined now, so I'm not even networked. So it's just straight Ethernet into the router. So hopefully that should ease some of the issues from the PC side of things, at least. If I'm on the laptop, I can't help you. But yeah, the tech issues are one of those things that I wish there was a better option for us to use on here, but sadly I can't do much about at the moment.
Well, that's all I got. Everything else was cool. Had fun.
All right. I'm glad. It was fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. This, achievement hunter completionist guide to playing D&D. See, this over here, this is an optional side quest. I'm taking it.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take this one, and we're gonna take that one, and we're gonna take this one.
At this point in time, Kerrigan's unlocked the ability to multi-class into rogue, assassin, monk, wave shadow. Those two are unlocked just by having Sebastian agree to train you. And then you have all three of you picking up the Drake Warden multi-class from Ranger by getting the dragons. Yeah, I mean, these are all RP approaches to picking up secondary classes and multi-classing certain ways and stuff like that through RP. But it is awesome to see all those little things, and then picking up the little extra subquests and stuff from Sebastian, and then again with Charlie.
And the one we created ourselves.
Yeah, and the one you created for blowing up the Thieves Guild. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of little side quests all containing to this one thing. Get me on that ship so I can steal it.
I'm still trying to mastermind a way to get Zalith down in the Thieves Guild when I blow it up. It's gonna happen.
Well, you gotta remember, he can't be. Sebastian
Why?
is going to show you how he's going to kill him.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's dead already. We don't need to worry about that one.
Basically,
As soon as he's dead, and the fact of the matter is he's already dead, and he'll only know it when he sees Sebastian's face.
It'll be the only time Sebastian ever smiles at him.
See, this is where it's just one of those things where like the job's done, deeds have been returned to Sebastian, and then but then I just have to deal with walking through town to slowly find my way back to like the Crimson Shipper, and then I just come upon there's Sebastian again, somehow ran ahead of me, and is found Zalith, and out in the open, in the field, in the forest outside, or even in the market. It doesn't matter. And I just have to watch as you or Sebastian just kill Zalith. And I just get to keep going on being traumatized over and over in this campaign.
But I really, really want the kobolds to be involved with Zalith's death too.
They're going to attempt to arrest Zalith. They're going to attempt to arrest Zalith to bring Zalith to Sebastian.
Zalith, this is the one that I was hunting this whole time.
And Zalith is just like, I hired you. And Sebastian's just sitting there like, should have paid more.
Did he really?
Oh, it's the Ocean's 11 line already working in. It's like, see, Zalith, I know all the people that you pay here in this town, and your problem is that they like me better.
Yeah.